Hello guys, this is part 6 of What If You Were Reborn as Kakashi. Hope enjoy this video. Chapter 88 Entrustment. After a short break, Kakashi and Naruto walked out of the cabin. Naruto, remember the shadow clone technique that I taught you before? Of course I remember. I have been practicing this by myself for a long time, and now I am skilled in using it. Oh? Is it the case? Then show me your progress. Okay? Naruto starts to form hand seals, and he then loudly shouted, "Shadow clone technique." Puff. Another identical Naruto appeared next to Naruto. "Hey Shironai-chan, look, it is good, right?" Kakashi nodded, and then he said with a smile, "Yes, it looks like you are not lazy, and train hard even when I'm not here. Of course, I am Uzumaki Naruto, the one who will become the Hokage." Naruto said as he raises his thumb, and reveals his white teeth. He doesn't know why, but when Kakashi saw this scene, he suddenly remembered Guy. "Then let me see your Taijutsu. Attack me at your full power, Naruto." "Okay Shironai-chan, but you need to be careful," Naruto said, and then his little fist rushed up trying to punch towards Kakashi. Compared to Naruto's big move, Kakashi put both of his hands in his trouser pocket. The weather is really cold right now, so he tries to get warm by putting his hands in his trouser pocket. "Your move is too slow. Your swing is too wide. Your fist is not powerful enough. The angle of the attack is wrong." Kakashi evaded Naruto's attack as he casually pointed out Naruto's shortcomings. Although Naruto is kinda stupid, his battle instinct is still really good. Under the guidance of Kakashi, he has slowly corrected some of his problems. The child's stamina is not strong, so it didn't take long for Naruto to start panting. "Can you still continue, Naruto?" Kakashi asked as he looks at Naruto, who is putting his hands at his knees. "Of course I can." Sweat dripped down from Naruto's face, but his firm eyes never changed. Kakashi smiled and said, "Then let's continue." "Okay." He doesn't know how long he had moved. Naruto fell to the ground and couldn't stand anymore as he is out of stamina. Looking at Naruto, who is soaked all over his body, Kakashi knows that Naruto is at his limit, and then he said, "Naruto, you should take a break for now. After a while, we will continue again." "Wait Shironai-chan, I can still." Naruto struggled to get up, but he was pushed down by Kakashi. "You should stop for now. After all, training is about balancing between work and rest, so it is better if you don't push yourself too hard." "Okay, I understand Shironai-chan." After hearing this, Naruto stopped struggling to get up and sit on the ground. "Naruto, how have you been recently?" "Well, it's good. I don't know what's going on, but recently there will be some money in the window every day, enough for my food expense. It's much better than before." "Okay, that's good then. If you have money, you should eat well. You shouldn't eat less cup ramen or other instant food. Also, although ramen is delicious, you can't eat it all the time. Don't be a picky eater. Buy some milk for yourself and drink some every morning, which is good for your body's development. Also, take a shower every day, so that your body is clean. And..." Kakashi said as he thought of something, and his smile gradually widens. Seeing this, Naruto's eyes become a little wet. This kind of feeling of being cared for is really good, it feels so warm. "Naruto, are you listening to me?" Seeing that Naruto is lost in thought, Kakashi shouts, "Yeah, I am listening. You need to listen to it well. You have to remember what I just said. After all, it is a message from a very important person for you, so you must remember it." "Who is that very important person?" Naruto asks with tones as full of confusion. He obviously didn't understand who Kakashi is talking about. "Ah, that very important person is your mother," Kakashi said with crescent eye. "Mother?" Naruto hearing this is stunned, and his eyes are full of cravings. "Shironai-chan, you know who my parents are, right? Can you tell me about them?" Naruto jumped up from the ground and pulled Kakashi's arm directly, as his eyes is looking straight at Kakashi. The eager eyes make Kakashi feels a little mellowed for a while. But he knows that he can't tell Naruto who his parents are. After all, there may be some problem. "Naruto, I can't tell you about it." Why? I want to know, why can't you tell me?" "They are my parents." Naruto's eyes burst into tears, and the grievances from the past few years broke out at this moment. "Yes, why do others have parents, but I don't? Why do people have someone to take care of them? Why do others hate me?" These questions have been lingering in Naruto's mind all this time, but he has never been able to find the answer. "Naruto, your parents died to protect you, so it can be said that you are the most important thing for them." "To protect me?" Naruto stunned and his tears stopped. It's just that he seems to be dumbfounded after hearing that. "That's right, Naruto. When you become a shinobi that I recognize, I will tell you their names. So we'll wait until then." Kakashi said that as he pats Naruto's blonde hair, and once again remembered his teacher who also had blonde hair. Naruto quickly wiped away his tears and made a firm look. "Yes. I will definitely become a good shinobi, and I will become a person recognized by everyone. By that time, you will tell me who my parents are, Shironai-chan. Of course I will tell you when that happens, so for now, you have to work hard. Okay? Nai-chan, I have enough rest, so let's continue." "You're really energetic, let's continue then." The fists and the palms intersected, and the two men start their training again. But this time is different. Naruto now has a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "To-chan, Ka-chan, I won't let you down." Seeing the changes in Naruto, Kakashi feels that some of the burden in his heart is gone. The reason why he told Naruto is because he hopes that Naruto will know the love of his parents earlier. He is not a child that no one wants. His birth brings the hope of two people. At the last moment of their life, Minato and Kushina poured their hope and dream into Naruto. Kakashi hopes that Naruto can take up this responsibility and grow up faster. Then it will be the time when he achieves his dream, and Minato and Kushina will be smiling for him from the heaven. Looking at Naruto, who is working hard, Kakashi smiled. "Sensei, I will do my best to help Naruto." Chapter 89 Island. In a blink of an eye, Kakashi has been in Konoha for a month. This is the first time Kakashi has taken such a long break. It almost like Kakashi forgets that he lives in such a dangerous world. In the past month, although there was a suppression of the evil sealing method, the curse seal was still activated from time to time, making Kakashi felt miserable when that happens. If it happens during a battle, Kakashi will be in a lot of danger. Kakashi found that, as long as he was training, and his chakra was consumed to a certain extent, the curse seal would be activated, causing his muscle feel shocked, and makes him paralyzed. Kakashi is still looking forward to the day Jiraiya returns. But soon, Kakashi's leisurely days are ending. "Who is it?" Kakashi walked on the road, but he suddenly turned around and shouted. "Kakashi, Sandaime-sama calls you." The masked Anbu said from the dark. "Okay, I understand." After Kakashi finished, he disappeared in a moment. "His perception is really powerful. I didn't expect that I was detected so easily." The Anbu murmured a few words and also disappeared. Hokage office. "Sandaime-sama, what do you call me for?" "Oh, it's you, Kakashi. I regret to inform you that Jiraiya has some trouble on the way back, so he may not be able to come back for a while. It will still take some time for him to come back, and I have a mission he needs someone to finish it, so I hope you can take the mission." Kakashi hearing this feels a little depressed. It's a bad news. I didn't expect Jiraiya's return would be delayed. It seems that I still need to bear this curse seal for a while. "I understand, Sandaime-sama. Can you tell me what is the mission?" "This mission is not simple. The content of the mission is in this scroll. You can pick an Anbu to go with you." After Sandaime finished talking, he throws the scroll to Kakashi. "Yes, Sandaime-sama. Right, I heard that you have been with Naruto recently. Is it true?" Sandaime suddenly asked. "Yes, Naruto is Sensei's child and I have an obligation to take care of him." Hearing this, Sandaime just sighed and said, "It's hard for you. It is my responsibility. When you are not in the village, I will look after Naruto, so you don't have to worry about him." "Thank you, Sandaime." "Haha, it's okay. After all, Minato is also my grand disciple." Leaving the Hokage office, Kakashi went directly to Anbu's base. Kakashi has already read the mission scroll. It seems that there is an island at the border of Land of Fire and Land of Water, and there is something unusual happening there. The villagers in the island said that it was a monster, so they asked for Konoha's help. "Monster? I don't know what it is, but since it is so far away, I need to find a helper who is fast." If it was the usual, Kakashi will go by himself. But right now, Kakashi's body is marked with the curse seal. If he goes by himself, there will be some risks, so in order to prevent it, Kakashi decided to find a helper. Kakashi didn't want to spend too much time outside, so he decided to go back quickly and find someone who is fast. And in Anbu, the only one who can keep up with Kakashi's speed is Shisui. Therefore, it is obvious that Kakashi will take Shisui for this mission. When he arrived at Anbu Great Hall, he sees that the place is still the same. After all, he only lived for a month. He walked into the 6 team's room, and when the door opened, all the people looked over. "Leader." "Hello, leader." "Senpai, how come you are here? Are you on vacation?" Tenzo asked curiously. "Sandaime-sama suddenly arranged an emergency mission for me, so I am going to set off now. I come over here to find a helper to go with me." Kakashi explained it, and he then looks around the room and quickly found his target. "Shisui, are you free?" "Yeah." "Well, then you will go with me. We need to go out of the village, so it will take some time." "No problem, senpai." "Okay, let's go." "Okay." Kakashi took Shisui and left the 6 team's room as the people there look at each other in dismay. When did the relationship between Kakashi-senpai and Shisui become so good? "Kakashi-senpai, where are we going this time?" "An island between the Land of Fire and the Land of Water. It is said that there is monster on it, so we are going to help the residents there to subdue this monster. At the border of the Land of Fire and the Land of Water." Shisui then starts to think about the time when they go to Land of Water and some dangerous action they did there. If Kurigakure knew they are going there, they will be in trouble. Seeing Shisui's expression, Kakashi knows that this guy is thinking about everything that happened when they go to the Land of Water. "Don't worry, we wouldn't have such a bad luck. We won't meet any shinobi from the Land of Water. After all, the residents of that island choose to ask for help from Konoha, and they would not ask for help from Kurigakure. So there will be no problem." Yes, Kakashi-senpai. Well, it's still the old rules. During the mission, we calls each other with codename. Yes, Silver. Both are fast shinobi, Shisui has Shunshin, and Kakashi got Shunpo, so it takes a short time for them to get to the mission location. The two stood at the boat at this time, looking at the island in the distance. It is an island, but the island is not small. However, because of the remoteness of this place, there are not many residents on the island, and it is a situation where people are sparsely populated. When Kakashi and Shisui arrived at the island, some islanders were already waiting for them at the dock. Are you two shinobi-sama that were sent by Konoha? An old man who looks like a village chief asks. Yes, we are shinobi from Konoha. This time, I'm the one who will take on your mission, and I came here to help you subdue the monster on this island. That's great. Then shinobi-sama, you should go to my house first, I will give you a detailed explanation. No problem. Kakashi and Shisui followed the old man to his home. After sitting down, Kakashi did not delay, and asked directly, Old man, what is the monster on this island? The old man sighed and said, In fact, the residents of our island have not seen this monster, but they have seen some huge footprints, like claws. And there are people who have seen blurry monster figure. The figure is more than 10 meters high. What kind of footprints? Can you take us to see it? Of course, it is located in the mountains outside the village. Shinobi-sama, please follow me. Chapter 90 Footprints. Following the old man, Kakashi and Shisui soon arrived at the woods. Shinobi-sama, you see, the footprints are inside the woods. Old man told Kakashi and Shisui. Okay, old man, you should get back to the village, we will go by ourselves. Sorry to trouble you. Kakashi and Shisui soon arrived at the destination, but Kakashi couldn't help but be surprised when he saw the footprints. It is a huge mark, and in terms of shape, it seems to be a paw of some kind of beast. Silver, the footprint is indeed from a large animal, and it is possible that it is a summoned beast. Shisui walked over to the footprint and observed it carefully. There are two kinds of animals in this world, one is the normal beast, and the other is the summoned beast. The difference between the two is that there is no chakra inside normal beast's body. The summoned beast is undoubtedly stronger than the normal beast. Kakashi hearing this is not surprised, after seeing such a huge footprint, he knows that it can't be a normal beast. After all, a normal beast won't be able to grow this big. Normal beast's growth is very normal, and Kakashi can't think of any normal beasts that can grow this big. But the summoned beast is different, because they can extract chakra themselves. The size of the summoned beast will become very large. Kakashi touched his chin, such a huge footprint, the strength of this summoned beast is strong. And the size is estimated to be about the same size as Gamabunta. This is really tricky. The size of their body largely determines the strength of the summoned beast. Of course, there are some exceptions, such as Shima and Fukasaku from the Mount Mamboku. Thinking about this, Kakashi then bites his right thumb and forms some hand seals. He then slams his palm on the ground. With a bang, 8 dogs appeared in front of Kakashi. Hey Kakashi, we met again. Is there anything you need this time? Does the dog actually talk? Shisui looks shocked at the sight of this dog that can talk like a human. Pakin hearing this turns and looks at Shisui. New face. Well, Pakin, can you lead them to find out where the owner of this footprint is hiding? Kakashi interrupted Shisui and Pakin and directly pointed at the huge footprint. The 8 dogs then start to sniff around with their noses. That is the dog I have raised. They have a very good talent in finding things. So it's like that. I couldn't believe that Kakashi-senpai's summoned beasts are so cute, and it can actually speak, Shisui said. It took me a lot of time so that Pakin can talk. Can you teach me how to do that? The crows that I keep can't talk at all. Shisui said enviously, after all, a summoned beast that can talk is quite interesting. However, it seems that except for the 3 great Holy Land summoned beasts, the rest of the summoned beasts can't talk at all. You just need to be patient. This is really no trick to train it. The reason Pakin can talk, because Kakashi patiently teaches him, it is also because Pakin has this talent. Kakashi, this footprint is not normal. Pakin said with a serious voice. Well, what happened? Kakashi asked in confusion. It is the first time he hears Pakin talk in this serious tone. Is this summoned beast is terrifying? The chakra smell on this footprint is very terrifying, a very powerful summoned beast, and it seems that it is a dog. Dog? Kakashi is shocked, he did not expect to encounter a dog-type summoned beast. This is quite interesting, there is a dog-type summoned beast on this island. So why did it is only found it recently? Is it from somewhere else? Is there any other reason? Since it is a summoned beast, there should be a summoner nearby. Is there a shinobi on this island? It looks like there are other shinobi that use dog-type summoned beasts except me. The thought flashed quickly in Kakashi's mind. He then asks, Pakin, can you find the location of this summoned beast? Yes, after all, it didn't cover its track at all. Okay, take the lead. Well Kakashi, this time, you need to be careful. What's wrong Pakin? Do you know about this summoned beast? I don't know, but my hair is now standing. The summoned beast must be really terrifying, so that I get this reaction. It seems that we really need to be careful. Blink, you will need to pay attention to it, also don't be reckless. It is the first time I fight against a large summoned beast. I understand, Silver, it is also my first time fighting something like this. Okay, let's go. Yes. Hakan knew the position of the summoned beast, so Kakashi calls back the other 7 dogs. 2 people and 1 dog started walking to find the ferocious beast. On the sea, there is a small boat that is slowly approaching the island. There are 2 people on board, a middle-aged shinobi, a young girl. Meidono, we got some information that there is someone who looks like had a Kakashi go to the island in front. The middle-aged shinobi said. I understand now, this time our purpose is to see if this Hada Kakashi is really the person who had attacked our village. If it is true, then we will kill him. The girl with long brown hair looks at the huge island in front of her and uttered the ruthless words with ice-cold tone. Meidono, you want to offend Konoha? Now asked with some hesitation. After all, Kurigakura this time is in its weak state. If they really offend Konoha, their village situation will get worse. That's just the worst case scenario. I wouldn't let it happen. If it is really done by Hada Kakashi, we can capture him first and talk with Konoha. I heard that Hada Kakashi is Sandame Hokage's favorite. Maybe we can exchange him for some conditions that are good for us. Terumi Mei's exposed left eye flashed a trace of light. Meidono, do you want to use the strength of Konoha to fight against Igura? Yes, but it can't be done too obviously. Otherwise, if it is discovered by the people in the village, we will not be able to explain it well. I understand, it's just that the strength of Hada Kakashi is not weak. Can we beat him with only 2 of us? It's okay after all, I got my love release ready for use, and it is enough to deal with Hada Kakashi. Ao who hears this showed a joyful expression and said, really? Meidono is really a genius. At this age, you have already mastered the secret of the Terumi clan. Well then, let's be prepared. Yes, Meidono. Hada Kakashi. Let me see how powerful you really are. The brown-haired girl looked at the island from deck. And at this moment, Kakashi didn't know that there was a big trouble getting close. Chapter 91 Three-Headed Dog. Kakashi, it is just in front of us. Hakan pointed to a cave in front of them. Where is it? The entrance of this cave is not big, its footprint is bigger than this hole. Kakashi said with some doubts. I don't know, but I'm certain the smell really went inside this cave. Hakan also didn't understand why, but he knows that the smell really get inside the cave. Kakashi touched his chin as he thinks. Could it be that this summoned beast can change its shape? This is the first time I hear about something like this. But it seems that this is the only way to explain why there it can get inside. Silver, are we going in? We should go inside and see it ourselves. Hakan, Goken back first. Okay, good luck Kakashi. After Hakan finished, he disappeared with a puff of smoke. Link, we have to be careful this time. I understand. The 2 then get prepared and go inside the dark cave with a torch. The cave feels a little damp, and at the same time there is some chilly air blown out in the cave. The airflow is a bit strange, Kakashi murmured. There seems to be something in front of us. At this time, Shisui opens the Sharingan. As his eyesight became better, he saw that there was something in the darkness in front of them. It looks like it is breathing. It seems that the beast has found out about us. Get ready, Blink. Kakashi said as he took out the Millennium Sword from the seal on his wrist and grabbed it with his hand. Shisui also unsheathed his tanto. Okay, shouted Shisui. Kakashi then saw dog-like shadows moving toward him. In the darkness, its sharp teeth look cold. He then slashes the Millennium Sword directly toward its teeth, but the teeth are not damaged at all. It's a really sturdy tooth. Although he does not use full power in that slash, but with the sharpness of the Millennium Sword and some chakra covering it actually can damage the teeth. These teeth are not normal. At this time, Kakashi can't see the true form of this shadow. Hakan is right, it is indeed a dog, but it is not a normal dog. It has dark hair, sharp teeth, tail that is like a sword. And the most peculiar thing is that it actually has 3 heads. Kakashi was surprised seeing this form. Is this a Cerberus? Kakashi suddenly remembered one of the summoned beasts from Pain's animal path, the dog that can split its own body. Although their color and shape are different, the 2 of them have 3 heads. The 3-headed dog is looking at Kakashi and Shisui, and its mouth continued to excrete some water. Silver, it has blood on its body. Really? Hearing this, Kakashi looks carefully at the 3-headed dog. Sure enough, there was some red liquid at its abdomen as it has black fur. Injured? Who has injured it? The 3-headed dog seems to have no fighting intent. After that demonstration, he ran away with lightning speed toward the cave entrance. Kakashi and Shisui are stunned. They didn't expect that the 3-headed dog would run away like that. Chase it. Without hesitation, Kakashi said directly, and then the 2 of them run chasing the 3-headed dog out of the cave. Well, can you find it? Kakashi stopped and suddenly found that the 3-headed dog has disappeared. Silver, the speed of the 3-headed dog is so fast that it will disappear after it starts running. Although both Kakashi and Shisui are fast, and the speed of the 3-headed dogs is indeed faster than them. That three-headed dog is really fast. Who is the summoner, and why did it is injured here? It looks like it doesn't have summoner, Shisui said. Why do you say so? The wound on its body. Normal summoned beasts will call back when they are struck by a deadly attack, but that three-headed dog is still here. It is a bit weird, so I wonder if it doesn't have summoner. So, after it is injured, it actually escapes by running away. This explains why it runs away when it sees us. Kakashi's eyes shines after hearing this. Although Shisui's analysis is mostly speculation, it may be the truth as his reasons are right. If that is the case, it is very likely that this summoned beast does not have a master. So why is it here? Was it pursued by someone? Kakashi starts to think about it carefully as the three-headed dog looks like pain-splitting dog. Silver, what do we do now? Let's leave here for the time being. We should ask the residents of the island when the three-headed dog appeared. Okay? Kakashi didn't want to pursue the three-headed dog at this time. Instead, he wanted to know why the three-headed dog appeared here, so he decided to inquire some information first. He feels that this thing may not be that simple. On the other side, Terumi May and Ao have finally arrived at the island. But they landed on the other side of the island. Kakashi and Shisui are on the island side near the land of fire, while Terumi May and Ao are on the island side near the land of water. These two groups are now at the opposite direction. Meidono, should I start searching for Hada Kakashi now? Yes please. It is naturally easier for someone who has Byakugan to find Kakashi. Okay Meidono. Ao then forms hand seals and said, Byakugan. After that, the black and white color appeared in Ao's right eye's sight, and he also can see the scenery in the distance unobstructed. At this moment, Kakashi and Shisui returned to the village chief's house. Shinobi-sama, how is it? The old man asked anxiously. After all, because of the appearance of this monster, the residents of this island are really worried about their life. Although no one has been injured, there are many livestocks being eaten by the monster. They were scared that the monster will attack them. We have seen that monster, it is a huge dog. It is just that he ran away after he saw us. We are here because we want to ask when did this monster. Yes, a half-month ago, someone saw a huge thing falling from the sky, and then it disappeared. When he looked at it, there was only that footprint. The man was shocked and kept yelling monster as he ran back to the village. At that time, the people in the village didn't believe him. He then took everyone to see the footprints. Everyone who saw the footprints were shocked, but after 2 days, they didn't see anything strange. So everyone stopped caring about it. But 10 days ago, when a group of villagers went shepherd the sheep, they saw the monster, and they were scared on the spot. The monster swallowed a dozen of sheep and then left. After this, no one dares to go outside the village. I don't know what to do, that's why I sent someone to Konoha to ask for help. Kakashi hearing this then starts to thinking. If the old man really told the truth, it seems that the 3 dogs are not a native of this island. But it was falling from the sky. Is someone summoning it? Or is there something else? Chapter 92 Encounter. Silver, it seems that this summoned beast suddenly appeared. It is really unusual. Kakashi nodded. He agrees with Shisui's statements. Shinobi-sama, you must defeat this monster, or the residents of our island won't be able to live anymore. The old man's wrinkled face reveals a praying look. He is desperate as Kakashi may be canceling this mission. Do not worry old man, we will complete this mission, you can rest assured, as we are shinobi from Konoha. I am relieved to hear that. It is a good thing that we asked for help from Konohagakure. Konoha's reputation is really good, at least the small countries near the land of fire are very friendly to Konoha, and they have employed Konoha to do a lot of mission. Well, we have understood about this monster, we will continue to find it now. Thank you Shinobi-sama, please be careful. Okay. Kakashi and Shisui set off again. This time, they didn't try to find about information, but to hunt the monster. On the other side, Terumi May and Ao also moved toward the center of the island. Ao, have you found Hada Kakashi? Not yet Meidono, this island is very big, I haven't fully mastered the Byakugan, so there is no way for me to look at such a big distance. But I saw that there is a village in front of us, maybe the villagers will know Hada Kakashi's whereabouts. We should go and ask them. Okay. The two continue to move towards the village, but suddenly, Terumi May felt something is wrong. Ao, stop. What's wrong Meidono? Ao is puzzled, he doesn't know why Terumi May suddenly told him to stop. It seems there is something looking at us. Terumi May said as she glanced around, full of alert. What? Did we get discovered by Hada Kakashi? Ao is shocked. As a censor shinobi, he did not find anything was wrong right now. I don't know, but there is a pair of malicious eyes that are looking at us. Byakugan. Ao opened the Byakugan again and started to scan the surrounding. There. Ao suddenly saw there is something that is moving, and point toward its location. Terumi May looks serious as she moved towards the direction that Ao points at. Then the two of them hear an angry roar, and then several big trees were flown away by the roar. The trees are flying toward the two of them. What a release, Azure Dragon Palm. Ao took the lead as he launched a ninjutsu, breaking all the trees that are flying toward them. However, even if all of the trees are destroyed, the faces of the two of them are starting to look ugly. They saw a huge monster right in front of them. It has 3 huge heads, sharp fangs, and huge body. What is this monster? Bao swallowed his saliva and said, as he can't believe that there was such a creature. Terumi Mei's face is extremely serious. She knows that this monster is a summoned beast, but even so, this beast is still terrifying. Bao, be careful, this summoned beast looks dangerous. Yes. Bao is not a fool. He is also a confidant of the Yonde Mizukichi. He is a Jnin level shinobi. After the shock at the beginning, he quickly understood what this monster was. In the distance, the huge movement there alerted Kakashi and Shusui, who are still looking for the 3-headed dog. Silver, look over there. Shusui set his points to the distance. Kakashi's eyes squinted, and he jumped up into the top of a giant tree. It's the monster. In Kakashi's sight, he saw the huge 3-headed dog. At this moment, the 3-headed dog's 6 big eyes are looking at Terumi Mei and Ao. It is looking at them with an extremely angry expression. Human, I have already given you a chance. Why did you still come after me? Damn, you're so irritating. Terumi Mei and Ao are stunned. What did you mean? Who's looking for you? We are not interested in you at all, okay? Can you not be so narcissistic? However, before Terumi Mei and Ao can explain, the 3-headed dog roared, and then the middle head starts spewing hot red flame. Fire release. Hellfire. The 3-headed dog roared, and then the hot flame burst out of his mouth, becoming a terrifying storm. Terumi Mei and Ao are both shocked. They didn't expect this beast to use such a powerful fire release. Terumi Mei didn't hesitate as she starts forming hand seals. Water release, water pillar. Then a huge water pillar appeared out of the air in front of Terumi Mei, blocking the terrifying flame that is spraying toward them. The water and the flame intersect as they become steam that is flying straight into the sky. The 3-headed dog gazed at Terumi Mei. This human being is not simple. She actually can block my hellfire. Meidono, you are so amazing. Seeing Terumi Mei casually blocks the attack of the 3-headed dog, Ao could not help but admire her. Ao, your power lies in close combat attack, which has no effect on this huge summoned beast. You should stand back. But, no need, just protect yourself. Terumi Mei said as she rushes toward the 3-headed dog. Ao clenches his fist and whispered, Terumi Mei Dono, you are the hope of our Kurigakure. Even if I have to die, I will never let you injured. Ao did not listen to Terumi Mei's order as he immediately followed after Terumi Mei. Terumi Mei looked back and said, Ao, what are you doing? Stand back. Meidono, Kurigakure can still stand even without me, but definitely not without you. Ao, you. Terumi Mei was so moved that she did not expect her status to be so high in Ao's mind. Ao did not pay attention to Terumi Mei and rushed directly to the 3-headed dog. In the eyes of the 3-headed dogs, this is simply a provocation to him. Abominable human. My hellhound race is not afraid of you. There is hatred in the eyes of the 3-headed dog, and it seems that it wants to kill the 2 people in front of it. Water release. Water dragon bullet technique. Ao launched a ninjutsu. A huge water dragon emerged from the ground and moves directly toward the 3-headed dog. When the 3-headed dog sees it, it just snorts, and it swipes its claw toward the water dragon and directly destroys it. What? Ao was shocked. He did not expect that his attack was so easily destroyed by the 3-headed dog. Damn human. It's my turn. The 3-headed dog's left head starts to inhale a huge breath, and then huge chakra was brewing in its mouth. Terumi Mei was shocked and directly screams. Ao, retreat. Unfortunately, it is too late. Wind release, wind howling. A huge wind bomb burst out from the mouth of the 3-headed dog, forming a strong wind blast that is moving into Ao's position. Ao's pupil shrink. At the last moment, he released his body's chakra and make it cover his body, forming a protective shield. Boom. Ao flies as he was struck by the 3-headed dog attack. Chapter 93 Saving People. Ao. The wind blast directly hit Ao's body and he flew out at a very fast speed. Terumi Mei wants to help him, but she can't keep up with the wind blast's terrifying speed, and she can only look at Ao who has flown away. Seeing that she didn't know whether Ao is still alive or not, Terumi Mei becomes really angry. Damn you. Terumi Mei is angry, and she is glaring at the 3-headed dog. Human, do you now understand the taste of losing your companion? My companion is also dead. How does it feel? The 3-headed dog snarled again. Haha, your companion is not killed by us. But you actually tried to kill us. Terumi Mei sneered, her eyes is full of chill. No matter what has happened to the 3-headed dog, it doesn't matter now. Ao has been attacked by it. Even if he was not dead, he has to be seriously injured. Terumi Mei will definitely avenge Ao. So, at this moment, Terumi Mei will try to kill this 3-headed dog. There is no absolute justice in this world, and there is only hatred. In my position, I am justice. This is the idea in the countless people's minds on this world. Some people may be friend, but their justice will be different. The chakra on Terumi Mei's body is constantly churning, and she is starting to release powerful pressure. The 3-headed dog was surprised, and did not expect that this seemingly weak woman shinobi had such a strong pressure. It knows that Terumi Mei is strong. I will kill you here today. Terumi Mei shouted as her hands start forming hand seals. Lava release. Melting apparition technique. Yellow liquid then flows out of Terumi Mei's mouth, and the pale yellow liquid is radiating terrifying heat. The three-headed dog looks at Terumi Mei, and its intuition tells it that this ninjutsu is very dangerous. It then jumps and escapes from the ninjutsu range. The three-headed dog then saw the trees that are covered by the pale yellow liquid were directly melted. The three-headed dog is stunned. It didn't expect that the ninjutsu is so terrifying. If the ninjutsu hit its body, the three-headed dog has no doubt that it will definitely melt all of its hair. It knows that it can't be hit by that ninjutsu. On the other hand, Kakashi and Shisui are now running toward the three-headed dog location. Silver, the movement there is so big. Is there someone who is fighting the three-headed dog? That may be true. And it is obvious that its opponent is not weak. So it should be Shinobi. Is it Shinobi from the land of water? It is possible, after all, there are only Konoha and Kurigakure that are near this island. So, are we still going there? Of course, why wouldn't we? This is our mission. There is no reason to be scared of Kurigakure Shinobi. And Kakashi said that his right eye looks strange. And what? Shisui asked inexplicably. Nothing, let's move faster. If we are too late, the fight will end before we arrive. Okay? Kakashi, who was running at the front, silently added a sentence in his mind. And if we can save Kurigakure Shinobi, we might know about the current situation of Kurigakure. After all, Obito is in that village. Kakashi wants to know what else Obito is doing recently. It's just that I can't tell this thing to Shisui. Terumi Mei looks at the three-headed dog in front of her. She is in a tricky situation. When facing against this kind of large summoned beast, she needs to either use a large-scale ninjutsu to kill it, or use summoned beast 2 to fight against it. But Terumi Mei has no summoned beast at all, so she can't use the second way. As for the first one, Terumi Mei's large-scale ninjutsu is strong enough, and it may be possible that these three-headed dog won't be able to withstand the ninjutsu. It's just that this ninjutsu consumes a lot of chakra. With Terumi Mei's current strength, she may only be able to use it 3 or 4 more times. Moreover, there's another reason that she is in tricky situation. The ninjutsu speed is really slow. If she does not limit the three-headed dog's movement, she will not be able to hit it. But right now, Terumi Mei alone, so how can she limit the three-headed dog's movements? Terumi Mei's mind is spinning wildly, but she can't think of a good way to help her. It's no wonder, after all, this is the first time Terumi Mei has fought against a large summoned beast. Naturally, she doesn't know how to defeat it. The three-headed dog saw Terumi Mei is not moving, and a wind release in his mouth blasted toward Terumi Mei direction. Terumi Mei dodges the attack, and the attack blasted a small pit in her previous location. Why is this wind release this strong? Where did this summoned beast come from? Why did I never heard about this kind of summoned beast? Hateful. Hey human, you can't escape. Today, I will send you to accompany your companion. Wind release, wind howling. Its left head spurted out a terrifying wind bomb again, and then Terumi Mei tries to dodge it. But at this moment, the corner of the three-headed dog's mouth reveals a strange smile. Immediately after, water starts condensing at the right head's mouth. Water release. Gunshot. A huge water bomb spurts out of its right head's mouth, and the size is very big, and makes Terumi Mei have nowhere to hide. In the face of this huge water bomb, Terumi Mei is stunned. It also can use water release. And how come the water bomb is so big? Although she is thinking this, Terumi Mei didn't stop forming hand seals. Earth release, rock blast. A huge sharp-pointed rock rose from behind of Terumi Mei. It then clashed with the water bomb and breaking the water bomb directly, turning it into countless drops of water dropping to the ground. Terumi Mei was wet all over her body, and she looks quite embarrassing. It's just that Terumi Mei knew that it is still not the end, and she didn't have time to catch a breath as there's more terrifying thing in front of her. Wind release. Wind howling. Fire release. Hellfire. Combined ninjutsu. Windfire hellgun. A terrifying hot and huge flame ball appears in front of Terumi Mei. How is this possible? The water release and this combination ninjutsu are only a few seconds apart. So Terumi Mei can't respond in time. Damn. I can't stop it. I also can't escape. What should I do? With the power of this flame ball, if she was struck, it is likely that she will be broken into pieces. The flame ball is getting closer and closer. Terumi Mei is a little desperate right now, but her pride does not allow her to give up. Using the remaining chakra she has, Terumi Mei is ready to make the final resistance. Even if she dies now, she will die with dignity. Just as Terumi Mei was about to use her last ninjutsu, a figure suddenly appeared in front of Terumi Mei. The figure has silver white hair, and wearing a black windbreaker that is dancing with the wind. Terumi Mei looks at the figure in front of her. At this moment, a cold word faintly falls into Terumi Mei's ears. Kamui. She then saw a space crack suddenly appears in front of her. Then the flame ball was all sucked in by the crack. Nothing is left. Looking at the empty sky in front of her, Terumi Mei has some doubts that the thing she saw just now is only an illusion. At this time, the silver white-haired figure turned around. He wears black mask, with silver white spiky hair. There is a knife scar at his left eye is blood red, and there is black dart pattern on his left eye. There are bloods flowing from his left eye. At this moment, the lazy voice sounds. Hey, are you okay? Chapter 94 Tricky Situation. The black dart pattern in Kakashi's eyes disappeared instantly, and Terumi-Mei thought that she had just seen an illusion. Had it Kakashi? Terumi-Mei said in surprise, not expecting that the person who saved her was actually the target of her trip this time. Hearing this, Kakashi asks, do you know me? Of course, one-eyed Sharingan, and such a strong power. There is only Hada Kakashi who is like that. Terumi-Mei said profoundly. Haha, it looks like I got a great reputation. You are Terumi-Mei from the Terumi clan, right? Kakashi scratches his silver white hair, and said with a smile. Do you know me? It seems that you know a lot about my Kurigakur. Terumi-Mei eyes are looking at Kakashi, making Kakashi somewhat awkward. Haha, really? No, as the genius of the Kurigakur's younger generation, how could we from Konoha not know about you? Kakashi just laughed it out, and didn't admit anything. Abominable human. So there is another one of you. Well, I will send you to hell together then. Kakashi and Terumi-Mei hearing this remember about the three-headed dog. Now is not the time to talk about this, the three-headed dog in front of them is a big problem. Terumi-Mei, how about we teamed up to knock down this three-headed dog, and talk about this thing later? That's good. Terumi-Mei did not hesitate, and immediately agreed to Kakashi's proposal. After the three-headed dog attacks Ao, Terumi-Mei's feeling about this dog can be described as hatred. Silver, you are running too fast. At this time, Shisui arrives too. Thus Kakashi saw that there was a big movement at the battlefield, and he was afraid something will happen, so he uses Shunpo to go as fast as he can. Shisui could not keep up with his speed and arrives late. Sorry, I'm glad I come in time, or there will really be an accident happening. Well, the three-headed dog in front of us is the mission goal of our trip, so be prepared. Kakashi gripping his Millennium Sword and looks at the three-headed dog. He knows that this dog is very strong. Shisui looked at Terumi-Mei and didn't speak. He just followed behind Kakashi and pulled out his Tanto. Terumi-Mei also put down the thinking, to find out about Kakashi for now, and ready to fight the three-headed dog. Link, use Jinjutsu to intervene. Terumi-Mei, use water release to cover me. Let's go. After a moment, Kakashi made a course of action and issued an order for them. Yes. Shisui has long been accustomed to Kakashi's command, so he nodded without any hesitation. Terumi-Mei was stunned and whispered. This guy actually tries to order me around. Although she thought of this, Terumi-Mei still listened to him. After using her lava release, Terumi-Mei's chakra is not much anymore, and it seems that she can help by covering Kakashi with her water release. Thinking of this, Terumi-Mei was shocked as she looks at Kakashi. Did he know about my condition? Kakashi did not respond to Terumi-Mei's eyes, but uses Shunpo to directly rush to the three-headed dog and slash toward it. White Fang slash. Silver White's crescent wave instantly shot from Kakashi's blade. Awful human beings, are you trying to knock me down with this attack? You are too naive. Just as the three-headed dog wants to move, Shisui opens his Sharingan. Demonic illusion, shackling stakes technique. Then, the three-headed dog feels that his body seems to be restrained by something, and he can't move at all. No, it is a Jinjutsu. The three-headed dog's two of their heads reacted instantly, then the chakra inside his body is surging, as he quickly released from the Jinjutsu. Crash. With a crash, the claws of the three-headed dog are shattered directly by the silver-white crescent wave. Immediately, the mouth of the three-headed dog immediately spurred out a fire blast. Before Kakashi can do anything, there was a water dragon that directly hits the fire blast. Water release, water dragon bullet technique. Kakashi knows that it is Terumi-Mei who makes that water dragon. Hada Kakashi, my cover is not bad, right? Terumi-Mei looks beautiful as she pointed her chest up front. Seeing this, Kakashi can only smile bitterly. How could this Terumi-Mei develop so well at such a young age? Without paying attention to Terumi-Mei's teasing, the three-headed dog is still on the side, while glaring like a tiger watching his prey. At this time, he is in no mood to say anything. Seeing Kakashi ignores her, Terumi-Mei touches her lips, and doesn't know what he is thinking. Silver, Jinjutsu seemed to have no effect on this three-headed dog. He has 3 heads, and if one of his head discovers that he is in Jinjutsu, he will wake up immediately. Jinjutsu works on summon beasts too, but as long as someone disturbs his chakra, he will break the Jinjutsu. The three-headed dog have 3 heads, although they are not completely independent, but their chakra attribute is separate, so Shisui's Jinjutsu have no effect at all. It looks like it won't be easy. Kakashi's face starts to get serious as he raised the sword in his hand. He is just testing the three-headed dog using that attack, but he didn't think that the 3 dogs were really strong as he was able to easily solve Shisui's Jinjutsu. At this time, Shisui has not opened his Magicum Sharingan yet, but his Jinjutsu is still very strong. In Konoha, apart from Uchiha Fugaku, the Kakashi doesn't know the depth of his strength. No one can really compare to Shisui's Jinjutsu. If ninjutsu doesn't work, it will be really troublesome to deal with this large summoned beast. They know that they can only use large-scale ninjutsu. Kakashi touched the cursed seal at his neck. Damn, if I use a large-scale ninjutsu, this cursed seal won't be able to stay silent. Link, Terumi Mei, use fire release. When these two people hear this, they didn't hesitate, as they directly start to form hand seals. Fire release, great fireball technique. Fire release, fire blast. The two flames move towards the three-headed dog. Kakashi's left eye turned into Sharingan, and then wind attribute chakra wraps the Millennium Sword. Wind release, thousands of winds. Terrifying wind blasts spurred from the Millennium Sword. The two flames were forcibly fused, and then the wind blast and flame merged. The three-headed dog looks at the terrifying flame blast in front of him, and he knows that he is in danger. Wind release, wind howling. Fire release, hellfire. Combined ninjutsu, windfire hellgun. The two hot flames collided with each other and explode into countless sparks. Kakashi's group closes their eyes as their arms are crossed to avoid accidental injury. At this time, the three-headed dog starts condensing chakra inside his mouth. Water release, sticky glue. A strange liquid is shot from the mouth of the three-headed dog, and the target is the Kakashi's group. Kakashi and Shisui with Sharingan open quickly fled from it. However, Terumi Mei can't respond quick enough, and was caught in the middle of the liquid. Damn it. Terumi Mei's body was covered with the sticky liquid and could not move at all. Kakashi knows that she is in danger now. Hahaha, die human. Fire release, hellfire. The hot flame bursts out toward her. Seeing this, Terumi Mei turns pale with fright. Her hands and feet were tied right now, she couldn't escape, and she also couldn't use any ninjutsu to protect herself. Kakashi opens his Manjikyu and tries to transfer the attack with Kamui, but at this moment, he feels that his neck hurt. Damn. The cursed seal is actually activated at this time. What a bad timing. Chapter 95 Getting Along. Shunpo. Needle Jism. Kakashi can't use Kamui, so he can only resist the pain from the cursed seal and forcibly use Shunpo. At the same time, he also used the needle jism to cover his back. Terumi Mei looks at the flame who is getting close. The fear in her eyes is gradually increased. She knows that, if she is hit by this, she won't be able to survive. Just as the flame was about to hit Terumi Mei, a shadow appeared in front of Terumi Mei. It is him again. Terumi Mei saw Kakashi pick her up as his back was protecting her from the terrifying flame. Had it Kakashi. Why is he saving me? This thought just emerged in the mind of Terumi Mei. She felt like she was held in his arms. He hugged me. It is clear that at the moment of life and death, Terumi Mei does not know why he helps her like this. But the idea didn't last long, and the hot flame finally hit them. Silver. Shisui was shocked. The flame slammed into Kakashi's back that is covered with needle jism, and the formidable impact hit Kakashi and Terumi Mei together. The sticky liquid did not stop the two people from being flown away. Even with the protection of the needle jism, Kakashi spurted out blood. Kakashi's needle jism's defensive power is not very strong, so Kakashi was still damaged by the flame. As for the spurted blood, except for being blocked by the mask, the rest is at Terumi Mei's face. Terumi Mei is shocked. She shows an incredible look at the man who is holding her body. Why is he desperately trying to save me? The strong impact makes two people fell to the cliff not far away from there. At this moment, Terumi Mei starts to react. Her body regained its mobility, and seeing they were about to fall to the bottom of the cliff, Terumi Mei forms hand seals. Water release, water pillar. A pillar of water emerged from the bottom of the ground, holding the two people, and stops their fall. Terumi Mei turned around and hugged Kakashi, who was already in a coma, as she stopped on a large rock. Looking at Kakashi who has faint, Terumi Mei's heart feels strange, and her mood is a bit complicated. On the other hand, Shisui looks at Kakashi and Terumi Mei who are directly hit by the flame. He can't help but think about this, but the three-headed dog is obviously won't stay silent. Human, you are the only one left. Die. The three-headed dog said as he slams his sharp claws directly into Shisui. Damn. Now there is no time to fight with this monster. I need to hurry to find Kakashi-senpai. With that strong attack, Kakashi-senpai must be seriously injured, and if he is with the Kurigakure shinobi, he is in danger. Shisui secretly thought, but he still moves his hand to form hand seals. Demonic illusion, shackling stakes technique. The three-headed dog is stunned and woke up after a while, but Shisui was already gone when he wakes up. Damn. You damn human, don't let me see you again. Although the three-headed dog can quickly solve the Jinjutsu, it is enough time for Shisui to run. Shunsha no Shisui, it is his future nickname, and right now he already had this style. Under the cliff, next to the river, a beautiful girl gently put a handsome boy aside, took off the bloodied mask, and gently wiped the blood on his face. When the girl wipes it, she looks at the delicate face in front of her eyes, and can't help but enchanted. His face is really handsome. I don't know that this Hada Kakashi is pretty handsome. Why did he wear a mask? Thinking about this, the girl's face couldn't help but blush a little. She places the mask in water stream and cleans it. The girl then put the mask aside and began to clean the blood on her face. For a girl, this mess is always unbearable. Kakashi lay on the side, but the injury at his back was not serious. The reason why he was unconscious was because of the impact of the flame, and because of using a lot of chakra to protect them, so his body is a little weak right now. Just as Terumi-Mei cleaned up the blood on her face, Kakashi frowns as he woke up. Terumi-Mei was surprised and rushed over toward Kakashi. "You're awake?" Terumi-Mei asked with concern. Kakashi slowly opened his eyes and saw the beautiful girl in front of her. "Terumi-Mei." Kakashi whispered. "It's me." Terumi-Mei joyfully said. She didn't expect Kakashi to wake up so fast. Kakashi looks around and said, "Where is this?" "We just got hit by the flame of the three-headed dog and fell to the bottom of this cliff. So it's like that," Kakashi said. Suddenly he thought of something, and then his expression changed. He then roars. "Damn it." Seeing this, Terumi-Mei asked, "What's wrong?" "Blink. He is facing the three-headed dog alone. It is dangerous," Kakashi said as he tries get up, but his body was sore so he couldn't get up. Terumi-Mei quickly held Kakashi and said, "Your condition right now is not good. You won't be able to help at all. And I recall that your companion is an Uchiha clan member. I know that he won't so easy to be killed by the three-headed dog." Kakashi hearing this is stunned. It seems to be right. With Shisui's trick, he will be able to run away with no problem. After thinking about this, Kakashi starts to relax. Because of the situation, he forgot about this matter. Seeing that Kakashi didn't plan to get up anymore, Terumi-Mei was relieved. After all, he is in a bad condition. "Hey, had Kakashi." Kakashi looking curiously at Terumi-Mei. He doesn't know why she called him. Why did you save me?" Terumi-Mei is looking at Kakashi and asking for an answer that she wants. Kakashi was silent. He then said with a smile, "I will not let my companion die in front of me. But I am not your companion. I am a Karigaku's shinobi." Terumi-Mei pouted, apparently very dissatisfied with his answer. We're the companion who fights together. Isn't that right?" Kakashi's eye turned crescent as he smiles, and that look makes somewhere in Terumi-Mei's heart seems to be touched. It's a warm feeling. In Kami's face, Obito looked at his bare, red and swollen buttocks. And there are black lines at his forehead that is covered by the mask. "I am sleeping well in the afternoon. Why is it a flame suddenly appears here?" If it weren't for Obito's quick response, it is estimated that he will be half dead now. However, even so, Obito's ass was hit by the flame and turned into what it looks like right now. "Kakashi, look at the good things you do to me." Obito whispered and silently starts to put ointment at his burned ass. In the Kami's space, the sound of Obito's screams start to ring. Chapter 96 Explanation. In fact, there is another reason why Kakashi helps Terumi-Mei. It is due to the memory of his previous life. Kakashi has some appreciation for a girl like Terumi-Mei. For such a beautiful character, Kakashi doesn't want to let her die like that. Moreover, if Terumi-Mei dies, there will be change in the plot. After all, to fight against Obito and Karigaku, Terumi-Mei is needed. If he lets Obito continue to mess around Karigaku, sooner or later, bad things will happen. And Karigaku will be one of the important forces against the White Setsu army in the future. Although they still need powerful strength at the final battle, but the war still needs soldier to help them win. Just as Kakashi was thinking about it, Terumi-Mei starts to get back to normal, and her face became a bit serious. There are still some serious things to do. Kakashi, I have a question that I want to ask you. Okay? Kakashi doesn't understand why her atmosphere suddenly changes. A few weeks ago, near Karigaku, there was a man with a single-eyed Sharingan who killed a lot of Karigaku's shinobi. Are you the one who do that? Terumi-Mei said with a deep meaning as her eyes are glitter with faint light. Kakashi is stunned, and then he couldn't help but smile. After all he had done to prevent someone to know about it, he is still discovered. Sure enough, he can't look down on anyone in this world. Katishi is not curious about how Terumi-Mei knows about it. After all, it is her home ground. There are many ways to find about this kind of thing. Seeing Kakashi's expression, Terumi-Mei is stunned. She knows that Kakashi is really the culprit. But this guy just saved her. Did she really need to kill him? Terumi-Mei starts hesitating. I did it. Kakashi didn't think about concealing it. After all, she has asked this question. Obviously there are certain reasons why she asks about this now. And the reason why Terumi-Mei is here must be because she is searching for Kakashi. Otherwise, she wouldn't come to this island as this place is kinda isolated. As for doing mission, it is impossible. Karigaku has been in bad state since it was controlled by Obito, and they are isolated from the outside world. Hearing Kakashi's answer, Terumi-Mei takes a kunai in an instant and places it on Kakashi's neck. Her eyes are cold. Give me a reason. If your answer is unable to satisfy me, I am afraid that you will die here today. Seeing Terumi-Mei's movements, Kakashi did not panic. Although her action was ruthless, Kakashi did not feel any killing intent. Obviously, Terumi-Mei did not intend to kill him. I just saved you, why did you want to kill me? Kakashi just said it casually as he is not scared of Terumi-Mei. Terumi May relaxes for a second, but still did not let go of the kunai. Saving me is one thing, but you killed so many Karigakur's shinobi. As one of the Karigakur's shinobi, I have an obligation to avenge them. Sure enough, Shinobi's world has always considered the problem from its own perspective. No, it should be said that no matter what world, it is the same. Kakashi said with a lot of emotion. Terumi May doesn't understand why Kakashi said so, but she didn't care. Tell me a reason. Otherwise, in the next second, your head will be separated from your neck. Well, there is nothing to say. From the outside perspective, I went to Karigakur to inquire about some information, but I was surrounded by a group of Karigakur shinobi. Instinctively, I killed those Karigakur shinobi and then escaped. Terumi May hearing this is not annoyed, but is keenly aware of the keyword in Kakashi's statement. What do you mean by outside perspective? Is there any deeper meaning about your statement? Terumi May asked, with a small expectation in her tone, though she didn't even notice. Oh? There are some things I can tell about, but it's just my guess. Do you want to listen to it? Speak. You sure are rude. Terumi May is speechless. What do you mean by rude? Without paying attention to Terumi May's expression, Kakashi said, I believe that you have seen my skills. I went to the outskirts of Karigakur to inquire about some information. It is obvious that I wouldn't be discovered by Anbu who patrolled there. Do you not deny this? Terumi May nodded. Just as Kakashi said, Terumi May knows very well that with his skill and strength, Kakashi is definitely not something that Patrol Anbu can find. Then why did I was discovered? And the one who finds me is a group of 5 Jonin and 5 Chunin. What? Terumi May was surprised. How could Patrol Anbu is make out of this kind of group? Karigakur is definitely not in a position to make this kind line up for a patrolling group. And most of the Anbu on that day went to destroy the Kagaya clan. Why would this kind of powerful lineup place to patrol the Karigakur? As the next god in Mizukage, Terumi May is obviously not stupid. Not only that, but she is also very smart. So she soon found out that something was wrong. Silently removing the kunai, Terumi May then asked, so what is the thing you guess? Yonde Mizukage, Yugura Karatachi, presumably you have found something wrong with him, right? Kakashi did not directly answer Terumi May's question, but asked another question. Terumi May hearing this was stunned. She then said, how do you know? Haha, I naturally know about it. In fact, Konoha has some understanding of the situation in Karigakur. I went to investigate Karigakur. I also know about the Yonde Mizukage's abnormal situation. In my opinion, it is very likely that he is in the Jinjutsu. Terumi May's eyes went white as she looks at Kakashi. Yes, we do have this kind of suspicion. It's just that Yugura is strong, he is also 3 Tails Jinchuriki. Ordinary level Jinjutsu won't be able to control him. But Magicum Sharingan's Jinjutsu can do it. Magicum Sharingan's Jinjutsu is a natural enemy of the tailed beasts. Magicum Sharingan. Terumi May was shocked as she remembered what it was. Uchiha Madara was someone who possesses the Magicum Sharingan. Uchiha Madara was able to control the tailed beasts using his Magicum Sharingan. Yes, it's that Magicum Sharingan. You must know about it too, right? Terumi May nodded. Is it done by the Uchiha clan? So the culprit is really Konoha. Terumi May said as the kunai in her hand starts moving towards Kakashi's neck again. Hey, stop taking conclusion like that. It is an Uchiha clan member, but it has nothing to do with Konoha. What do you mean? Uchiha Madara. What? Impossible. He is already dead long ago. You should know that no one else can use the Magicum Sharingan. So, except Uchiha Madara, no one can use this level of Jinjutsu. But it seems that your Sharingan is a Magicum Sharingan, right? Terumi May looks at Kakashi's left eye and said intriguingly. Chapter 97 Affection. Terumi May looks at Kakashi's left eye. She recalled that she saw a strange pattern before. Obviously it is not an ordinary Sharingan's pattern. Kakashi didn't expect it to be seen by Terumi May. Yes, my Sharingan is indeed Magicum Sharingan, but I am not an Uchiha clan member, nor am I good at Jinjutsu, so I can't use that kind of high-level Jinjutsu. Also, 4 years ago, my Magicum Sharingan is still not opened yet. Terumi May touched her lips and seemed to be thinking about the truth of Kakashi's words. A moment later, Terumi May put down her finger and asks, what do you mean, that Uchiha Madara controls Yugura? Kakashi is secretly relaxed. As Terumi May asks this question, he knows that she believes in his words. This is just my guess, but it is very likely. What is your evidence? The Kyuubi. What do you mean? A few years ago, there's Kyuubi's attack at Konoha. You should know about this thing, right? Do you mean the Kyuubi comes out of his Jinchuriki's body because of Uchiha Madara? Terumi May is worthy of the future god in Mizukage. Kakashi just said the beginning, she guessed the end. The Kyuubi were indeed controlled by Sharingan, but I don't know if it is Uchiha Madara, but I'm certain that it is a Magicum. After all, ordinary Sharingan won't be able to control the Kyuubi. And the only one known to have Magicum Sharingan is Uchiha Madara. Terumi May thought about it and said, are you sure that it is not another Uchiha clan member? This possibility exists, but it is not big. Moreover, if it is someone from Uchiha clan in Konoha, they don't have much time to control Mizukage. After all, even if they are using magicum, if they are not close to apply the Jinjutsu regularly, with his ability, Mizukichi will be able to break free from the Jinjutsu. Terumi nodded, agrees with what Kakashi said. After all, she knows that there is no Jinjutsu that can change a person for a long time, unless it is applied regularly. And since it needs to be applied regularly, this person must be somewhere near Kurigakure. The Uchiha clan member are registered in Konoha, and they cannot stay outside for a long time. And if she excludes them, it seems that there is really a Uchiha Madara that may be responsible for this. Terumi certainly wouldn't have thought that there would be a Uchiha Ibito in this world that was able to open the Magicum Sharingan at the age of 13. Well, I agree with your statement. It seems that Yugura is really manipulated. Terumi looked down and starts to search for the solutions in her mind. Her guess is now a fact, so it is necessary to make some decision to take care of Yugura. It's just that right now, Terumi is far from being Yugura's opponent, so she can't fight him head-on. But after knowing this, Terumi can increase the chance to bargain with other important people to fight with her against Yugura. Yes, so it's not because I spy on the secrets of Kurigakure and I want to kill those Kurigakure shinobi. They're just being brought to me, so I have to fight them. But you still kill our people, this account, you can't just forget it. Terumi glares at Kakashi, and apparently she was dissatisfied with Kakashi's statement that he intended to deny it. Kakashi laughed and said, that is indeed a fact, even if there are more reasons, we can't easily forget about this. Hearing this, Terumi's expression eased a lot, and Kakashi knew that at least Terumi would no longer put a kunai on his neck. Had Kakashi, this time because you saved my life, and also because of this information I will forget that you kill a lot of Kurigakure shinobi. There is no more debt between us. Hearing this, Kakashi's stunned. He then said with a smile, okay, no problem. Saving her and a piece of information that Kakashi feels to be worthless, in exchange for preventing him from provoking the Kurigakure is worth it for Kakashi. Now that she told him about it, Kakashi will naturally not refuse. Since we are done here, I should have left now. I have a companion who was defeated by the three-headed dog. I am going to find him. Terumi said as she was starting to leave, but Kakashi quickly calls her. Hey, wait a minute. What's up? Look at my condition now, are you going to leave me alone like this? Terumi looked at Kakashi. At this time, his condition does not seem to be very good. If she leaves, Kakashi may be in trouble, and it will make her conscience uneasy. Well, you are hurt because you protect me. So I will take care of you first before searching my companion. Thank you very much. No need to. Terumi didn't know why she had to stay and take care of Kakashi. She had already said that their debt is now gone, and there is no problem, even if she left. But when she saw that figure, Terumi just couldn't move. Terumi may not realize that Kakashi had left a different impression in her heart when he saved her. I will help you to rest and relax. Okay? Terumi took Kakashi to an open space. Both of their clothes are wet, so Terumi lights a fire for two people to warm up and dry their clothes at the same time. The atmosphere between the two people becomes a bit strange, especially after a sudden silence. In this strange atmosphere, there seems to be an invisible thing between these two. Are you hungry? I am going to catch some fishes. Terumi couldn't stand the strange atmosphere, and decided to find something to do. Kakashi didn't say anything, he just smiled as he looked at Terumi who is trying to catch some fishes. On the other hand, after Shisui ran away from the three-headed dog, he began to look for the trail of Kakashi, but he found nothing for a long time. Shisui is not Kakashi after all. He doesn't have a dog, so it is hard for him to find someone. Damn, where is Senpai right now? Shisui is a little annoyed. After all, Kakashi is together with the Kurigakure shinobi. So Shisui knows that Kakashi is in a very dangerous situation. He then forms hand seals. Kuchi's no jutsu. With a bang, dozens of crows appeared beside Shisui. Find Kakashi-senpai's trail and after you find out about it, come back and tell me. The crows then start to fly away, spreading out to find the trail of Kakashi. Kakashi-senpai, I hope you are okay. Shisui whispered, and then his figure moves through the woods again. Somewhere on the island, Ao, who was previously hit by the three-headed dog's attack, woke up. Ao then tries to stand up. Ah, it hurts, how did I get here? Ao whispered, he had just waked up, so his memory is still not very good. After a while, Ao's eyes went wide. It's bad. Meidono is in trouble. Chapter 98 Shisui and Ao. After Ao recalls his memories, he couldn't help get anxious. The terrifying three-headed dog's image was still vivid in mind. With Terumi's strength, she wouldn't be able to defeat it. No, I have to find Meidono quickly. Ao whisper, then he forms hand seal using his hand. Byakugan. His sight become black and white, he then starts to constantly search for nearby locations. I can't find Meidono. Ao then starts to move around searching for Mei. In Ao's opinion, Terumi is the savior for the future of the Kurigakure, and if something happens to her, Kurigakure may be really finished. Oh, I found someone. At this time, a silhouette suddenly appeared in Ao's Byakugan field of vision. Konoha's shinobi. The one Ao found is Shisui. Shisui also moves around, trying to find Kakashi's trail. This feeling of being peeked on by Akugin. Is there a Hyuga clan member nearby? Shisui feels a bit strange. On this island, there should be no Konoha people coming here. Why do he feels that he is being peeked by Akugin? As an Uchiha clan member, he has a lot of understanding about Hyuga clan. After all, after Senju clan is gone from Konoha, the main rival of the Uchiha clan is the Hyuga clan. Therefore, Shisui has a certain understanding about Byakugin. So this feeling of being peeked on, Shisui is very sensitive to it. It is because of this keen sense that Shisui is surprised. Looking at a direction, Shisui rushed to the Byakugin user's location. That Konoha's shinobi is coming here. Ao was surprised. He didn't expect that the Konoha's shinobi would find out about his location. Since he comes over here, I just need to ask the whereabouts of Meidono from him. Ao said confidently. Shisui looks just like a young kid. In Ao's opinion, if he fight against Shisui, he would be able to defeat him easily. The two were constantly approaching each other, and it didn't take long before they met in the woods. Is it him? No, how can it is a Kurigaku's shinobi? Shisui noticed that something was wrong after seeing Ao. He is actually a Kurigaku's shinobi. Did outsider actually get the Hyuga clan's Byakugin? Shisui couldn't help but be a little surprised. The Uchiha clan's Sharingan is very difficult to be opened, so there are not many Sharingan user in the Uchiha clan. But it can be said that anyone who is a Hyuga clan member will open the Byakugin, so there are a lot of Byakugin user. Because of that, the Hyuga clan is very careful with the Byakugin, so that it won't fall into enemy's hand. Not only the clan is divided into main family and branch family, but the branch family member must protect the main family member. The branch family member are also branded with curse mark. Caged bird, to protect the Byakugin so it won't fall into enemy's hand. It is precisely because of this that Shisui is surprised to see an outsider to actually get the Byakugin. Shisui's surprise was only for a moment, as Ao is already in front of Shisui and looking at him. The situation right now is definitely not calm at all. Konoha's shinobi, have you seen Kurigaku's shinobi except me? Kunoichi? Ao is startled, as he knows that this shinobi of Konoha has seen Terumi-me. Where is she? Ao asks. Shisui chuckled and said, I don't know, she was being struck by the three-headed dog's attack. What do you mean? Where is she? Shisui can't help but feels offended. This guy's attitude is really unpleasant, and if I know about it, do you think that I will be here? I also want to know her location as she is with Kakashi-senpai right now. I don't know, I am also looking for her. Hearing Shisui's answer, Ao is not convinced. Taking out a kunai, Ao shot a murderous look at Shisui. Tell me the truth, otherwise, I am afraid you can't leave here alive. Ha. As an Uchiha clan member, Shisui has no arrogance like other member, but he still has a lot of pride. If it is a member of his own village, he won't say anything, but as Kurigaku's shinobi is so rude to him, Shisui can no longer afford to stay silent. You can try then. Shisui pulled out his tanto, and both of his eyes turned scarlet. Uchiha clan. Ao is shocked. Let's see if your skill is as good as your mouth. Hearing this, Ao gets angry. He was looked down by a little kid, so Ao is feeling very unhappy right now. Damn it. You're just a little kid, so what if you're an Uchiha? The conversation broke down, and the atmosphere on both sides became very tense in a flash. Shisui clenched the tanto in his hand. The Kurigaku's shinobi in front of him released a lot of pressure on Shisui. He was obviously a Chunin, and he also had Byakugin, so he is a very strong enemy. But he still can't be compared to Kakashi-senpai. After being with Kakashi for a while, Shisui has learned a lot thing. Both are the owners of the Taijutsu, so both of them are observing the flaws of their opponent. The collision between Sharingan and Byakugin starts at this moment. The difference is that on one side is the genius boy from the Uchiha clan, and the other side is the middle-aged man who actually gets the Hyuga's Byakugin. Ao throws the kunai in his hand, and it was becoming the signal to start the battle. Seeing this, Shisui chuckled. He actually dares to use kunai throw against an Uchiha. His left hand quickly reached into the pocket. In the next moment, Shisui's left hand take out 3 kunai. He then throws it too. One of the kunai Shisui threw hit the kunai that Ao threw. Ding. Shisui then take out 2 more kunai and throw it. The kunai he threw collide the kunai he threw before and change their direction. Ding. Ding. The 4 kunai collide with each other and move from 4 directions toward Ao's position. Ao's pupils shrank. The Uchiha clan's shuriken jutsu. Even if he was surprised, Ao's hands did not stop forming hand seals. Byakugin. Water release, Azure Dragon Palm. Then the spiral torrent of water was released from Ao's palm, and then he hit down all of the 4 kunai. But shuriken jutsu, but that technique is meaningless under this Byakugin's vision. Yeah, nice eye. Shisui knows about the strength of the Byakugin. If Byakugin is not strong, it will not become one of the 3 great Taijutsu, nor will Hyuga clan become strong enough to be Uchiha clan's rival. Little devil, do you realize it now? You can't beat me. It looks like you're really confident, but can you stop the rising sun? Shisui whispered softly. He uses Shunshin to move instantly. The tanto is now covered with flame. Ao pupils shrank. Shisui's figure disappears instantly. Where is he? At this moment, Byakugan's full power is launched. In the black and white vision, Shisui's figure emerges. Ao then starts to move back. Uchiha style, Dance of the Sun Halo. Shisui appears in the place where Ao originally stands, and the tanto, that is covered with flame, was slashed out. The flame wave is released by the tanto's slash, and it moves towards Ao's location. Chapter 99 Shisui's Injutsu. Ao tries to dodge, but he was still hit by the flame wave, and his sleeve burned instantly. When Ao sees his sleeves burned, he sighs relief as his arms are okay. What a terrifying speed. What a terrifying sword technique. Shisui's sword technique is almost the same as Kakashi's Haddock clan sword technique. They belong to Taijutsu. So they only need to use little chakra, and didn't need hand seals. As for the attack power, it is also quite formidable. Shisui's attack just now is almost as strong as a B-rank ninjutsu. When Ao reacts, he already lost a sleeve. If his reaction is slower, maybe his entire arms will gone. Ao couldn't help but feel some cold sweats as this kid is really terrifying. The three Tomo in Shisui's eyes are looking coldly at Ao, making him feel a little discomfort. That's right, that's three Tomo Sharingan. No wonder he is so strong. At such a young age, he already practices Sharingan to such high level. Ao realized that he might have underestimated Shisui, as he knows that Shisui is still too young. But this strength is enough to make Ao not underestimate him anymore. Konoha is really the cradle of genius. Before it was Haddock Kakashi, and at this time another Uchiha young genius is in front of his own eyes. Ao is really envious of Konoha. In contrast, Kurigaka right now is under the iron rule of Yonde Mizukichi. As for the original 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, 4 is already dead. The genius Momochi Zabuza has rebel, and Yuki clan, Kagaya clan and some other Kekkei Genkai clan are already extinct. Kurigaka right now can be said, is the hell of the genius. Such an idea flashed through Ao's mind, and it was because of this that he must make sure that nothing happens to Terumime. Byakugan. At this time, Ao's determination increases as he is representing the future of the Kurigaka. In this battle, Ao can only win. He can't lose. Seeing Ao's determination, Shisui was a little surprised. This uncle is really energetic. In this case, I will get serious too. I don't know Kakashi-senpai's condition right now, so I got no time to spend it here. Byakugan. Even if the main family member of the Hyuga clan is in front of me, I will not lose, let alone an outsider. Little devil, I admit that you are strong, but that is still not enough. It's just that I am not careful before. Now, you won't be so lucky anymore. Ao then forms hand seals. What a release. What a dragon bullet technique. Shisui is too lazy to talk nonsense with him, and his chakra is slowly flowing inside his body. The water dragon roared out from the small river, but Shisui didn't care. This slow ninjutsu couldn't hit him. Before the water dragon arrives, Shisui uses Shunshin in time and left the place. Boom. The water dragon landed, but even Shisui's clothes did not get wet from that attack. Damn, he is too fast, and the water dragon can't keep up with his speed. Ao snorted as he also knew about Shisui's ability. Understanding is one thing, but to take care of it is another thing. Ao is originally a sensor shinobi, so he won't be able to keep up with Shisui's speed. Shisui then starts to move again towards Ao's location. Ding. Shisui's tanto is slashes toward Ao's neck, but it was blocked by Ao. Useless, your movements are under this Byakugan. There is no way you can hit me, even if I can't keep up with your speed, but I can predict your attack pattern. So what? Shisui slashes again, hitting the kunai that Ao's held. Seeing that he can't hit Ao, Shisui retreats and stops on the side of a tree. Ao forms hand seals again. What a release, what a clone technique. Shisui then saw more than a dozen waters starts to condense at Ao's side, slowly turning into Ao. I can't match you in speed, so I will use quantity to defeat you instead. Shisui chuckles, naive. Does he think that this trick will be able to fool my Sharingan? Fire release, great fireball technique. Flame ball spurted out from Shisui's mouth and directly shattered 7 or 8 water clones. Then at an instant, Shisui slashes one of the Ao with a sword. How can he discover my real body? Ding. The tanto and the kunai then clash again. How come you discover my real body? Compared to Konoha's shadow clone technique, your clones is still worse. Damn it. It is the end. What? The Tomo of Shisui's eyes start to turn very fast. Demonic illusion. Shackling stakes technique. What is this? Ao cry out in surprise. He only feels that his limbs are nailed to a wooden frame, and he can't move his body at all. The pain from being nailed makes Ao screams in pain. Arg. Don't bother, just enjoy my jinjutsu now. Damn. When is it? Ao shows an unwilling look at Shisui. Even if he uses Sharingan to use the jinjutsu, he still needs to condense chakra in his Sharingan. But just now, Ao did not find that Shisui had condensed any chakra in his Sharingan. It is impossible, that Byakugan won't be able to see it. Hahaha, you don't know when I use my jinjutsu. Shisui sneered, but did not explain anything. Shisui's talent in jinjutsu is very good, even if it is someone from the Uchiha clan, no one can compare with him. Including Uchiha Itachi. Of course, part of the reason is because Itachi hasn't grown up yet. Shisui's Genjutsu is activated when Ao looks at his Sharingan. Therefore, after Ao looks at the Sharingan, Shisui's Genjutsu has been successfully applied when Ao's Byakugan is still not activated. Don't worry, I won't kill you. Tell me now, the Kunoichi named Terumime. Do you know where she is? After he is under Shisui's Genjutsu, Ao's consciousness has gradually become blurred, and he answers Shisui's question truthfully. But his answer can't satisfy Shisui. Shisui frowns and secretly thought. This guy really doesn't know the whereabouts of that Terumime. What are you doing with Terumime on this island? We are looking for Hida Kakashi. Shisui was surprised. Why are they looking for Kakashi-senpai? Tell me the reason. Hida Kakashi had killed a lot of Anbu in Kurigakure before, and Meidono wanted to find him. We then heard that he comes here, so we go to this island too. Shisui hearing this secretly thought, damn, if Terumime is really looking for Kakashi-senpai to settle accounts, then Kakashi-senpai is in a really dangerous situation right now. Just then, a dark crow flew in the sky and landed on Shisui's shoulder. Well, have you found Kakashi-senpai's whereabouts? Great. Shisui got Kakashi's location from the crow. He was overjoyed and wanted to set off at once. He then looks at Ao, still thinking whether to leave him or brought him along. If Kakashi-senpai is really caught by that Terumime, maybe Kakashi-senpai can be exchanged with this guy. With that idea in mind, Shisui hit Ao to make him faint directly and put him on his shoulders, letting the crow lead the way as he moves toward Kakashi's location. Chapter 100 The Hellhound Race. Under the cliff, next to a small fire, a young man and a young woman are sitting opposite of each other. Hida Kakashi, how are condition? Ah, not too bad, I'm already healed a little. Actually, Kakashi's injury on his back is not serious. Uria's defense ninjutsu Needle Jizo is very good. Even if Kakashi didn't use all of his power to use the ninjutsu, he still blocked most of the damage from the flame. As for the rest, although it seems that the wounds on Kakashi's body are terrifying, it is only superficial wounds. It can be cured by Kakashi's medical ninjutsu. In that case, let's leave here. No problem. Kakashi got up, and his ruined clothes had already been replaced with new ones from his storage seal. Gently biting his right hand, Kakashi then forms hand seals and slams his palm into the ground. Kuchi's no jutsu. Then there is smoke coming out, and a dog wearing a Konoha headband appears in front of Kakashi. Pakin, look for Shisui's location. Okay, no problem. Pakin said that as he began to sniff around. Kakashi, you summoned beast is really cute. Terumime can't help but say with a smile when she sees Pakin's appearance. Thank you for your praise. It seems that Kakashi didn't notice her tone as he just expressed his gratitude directly. Terumime then starts to pout when she saw Kakashi's reaction. Suddenly, the hairs of Pakin's body are standing up. Kakashi asked, what's wrong Pakin? It's coming. Pakin exclaimed. Who? Pakin hasn't answered yet, as they suddenly hear a sound. Human, I finally found you. Kakashi and Terumime are both stunned. With a bang, a huge monster suddenly appeared in front of these two. It is the three-headed dog they fought before. The black body, the sharp fangs, and the three huge heads, all makes him look very terrifying. Kakashi turns and stands in front of Terumime and said, oh, so it was you three-headed dog, I didn't expect you to find us so soon. Haha human, I didn't expect it will be so hard to find your location. Thank you for your compliments then. HMPH, don't talk nonsense, human, today you will die. The three-headed dog said as he launched another attack. Kakashi quickly said, wait a minute. What other things are there to say? I am just curious, why do you have such a big hatred toward us? As a summoned beast, why don't you go back to your own place instead of staying on this island? Human, you still dare to say that. It is because you have destroyed the home of my hellhound race and massacres the entire hellhound race. Now I am homeless, and got no place to stay. Kakashi and Terumime are surprised after hearing this. Someone massacres the hellhound race. How can this be? Only one of them is already so powerful. If they encounter such a race, there is no way they can fight against it. Is there someone with such power in this world? Terumime is confused, but Kakashi then recalls someone who can do that. Nagato. Nagato's animal path has a summoned beast that is very similar to this three-headed dog, except that that beast's ability is split. If he guesses correctly, maybe the split dog is the so-called hellhound race. Therefore, the people who can massacre the whole hellhound race is only them. The 6 paths of pain. Only pain has such terrifying strength to be able to kill all these powerful summoned beasts. Three-headed dog is the person who killed your race are composed of 6 people wearing black robes and red cloud pattern. And are their eyes full of circle pattern. The three-headed dog is shocked and said, you really know those 6 humans? Damn, you must be their accomplices, go to hell. 5 release. Hellfire. Kakashi's guess was correct. The culprits are really the 6 paths of pain. It is estimated that Nagato is looking for a dog beast for his animal path, and he inadvertently discovered the hellhound race, so he massacres them. After all, he doesn't need to form contract with summoned beasts. As long as the body of the summoned beast is intact, he can make them into his own summoned beast. It is estimated that there is a split dog in this hellhound race, but now it has become a corpse and become the summoned beast of Nagato's animal path. The flame moves closer, but Kakashi and Terumi apparently would not sit still. Kakashi picked up Pakin and moved from that place. Under the flame, the place where they originally stood has become a scorched earth. Looking at the three-headed dog's mood, Kakashi feels that, if he wants to explain that thing, he needs to subdue this beast first. Kakashi, this big dog is very strong. Pakin said. Yeah, I know, I have already fought him before. Pakin, it's dangerous, you can go back first. No, I want to stay here, I won't hinder you. Hearing that Pakin wants to stay, Kakashi is quite surprised. After all, Pakin is not a fighting type dog, and it is useless for him to stay. But Pakin said that he wants to stay, so Kakashi naturally won't refuse. Then you should stay back, I will subdue this three-headed dog. Okay. Kakashi placed Pakin on the side of a tree, and then he used Shunpo to come to Terumi's side. Terumi, I have a plan, and I need your help for it. What is your plan? Unexpectedly, Kakashi had already formed a plan, making Terumi a little surprised. This guy's thinking is really fast. Look at the belly of that three-headed dog. There are some blood stains there. It is obviously his previous injury. We should be able to subdue him as long as we deepen that wound. Hearing this, Terumi looks at the three-headed dog's belly, and sure enough, there are some blood stains that had already solidified and turned black. What do you want to do? It is not easy to hit that wound, and that beast is far from us. Kakashi chuckled and said, you attract the attention of that three-headed dog, and I will have a way to move closer to him. Terumi nod. She knows that Kakashi's speed is very fast. If the three-headed dog did not notice his movement, there is a great possibility that he is able to get closer to that beast. Okay, I will cooperate with you this time. Thank you. Let's get started then. Okay. The two reach a consensus, and then they look at the three-headed dog at the same time. Human. Today, I will avenge my race. The three-headed dog roars as all of his three heads reveal grief and anger. In the distance, Shisui, who is carrying out, heard the same voice. This is the voice of the three-headed dog. He is in that direction. The crow is also going into that direction. Is Kakashi-senpai fighting against the three-headed dog? Thinking about this, Shisui could not help but run faster toward Kakashi's location. Chapter 101 Knockdown. The huge three-headed dog is roaring wildly, and both of his eyes are red. There are two humans in front of him, one man and one woman. Compared to him, they are very small. Human beings are small creatures, but they rely on their own wisdom and ability to overcome and defeat huge creature. Are you ready? Yeah. Let's start then. After that, Kakashi and Terumi disappeared from that place at the same time. The three pair of eyes of the three-headed dog trying to follow those two movements, but Kakashi's speed was too fast, so the three-headed dog quickly lost Kakashi. Damn, where did that man go? Puppy dog, look over here. At this time, Terumi jumped up, and she looks at the three-headed dog. Both of her hands are forming hand seals. Fire release. Flame bomb. A flame ball burst out from Terumi's lips. It looks quite spectacular. The three-headed dog coldly snorted and said, Ha! You dare to show off in front of me using only that little flame. Fire release. Hellfire. The scarlet flame blast came out of the mouth of the three-headed dog, as it is more than twice bigger than the flame from Terumi's mouth. The flame that the three-headed dog launched destroyed Terumi's flame directly, sending out sparks toward the surrounding. The flame is still there and moves towards Terumi. Water release. Water pillar. Then a water pillar rises in front of Terumi to protect her from the flame. Then only sound of the water and fire clashing was heard. Steam starts to form and making the vision somewhat blurred. At this moment, Kakashi suddenly appeared under the three-headed dog, and he slashes the Millennium Sword in his hand. White Fang Moon Slash. White Crescent Wave reappears, and the target is the wound at the three-headed dog's belly. Boom. Just when the White Crescent Wave was about to cut on the wound, a large paw smashed it directly. Human, do you think I don't know your plans? Ha, I have already noticed you. The three-headed dog said as the paw didn't stop, and moved towards Kakashi. The paw is huge, and its power must be really powerful. If he was hit by this paw, even Kakashi's body has trained the 8 gates, a few of his bones will still break. Kakashi knows that he can be hit by this paw, so he used Shunpo and left the place directly. Only, no one found out that there is a strange kunai that fell into Kakashi's previous location, and was deeply inserted into the ground. Boom. The three-legged dog's huge paw landed, but it did not touch Kakashi. Kakashi then stand beside Terumi. Damn you human, you sure can run fast. The three-headed dog looked at Kakashi with an angry expression. Terumi looks at Kakashi and said with a smile. Hada Kakashi, it seems that your plan is not successful. This three-headed dog is not very strong even if he was injured. It seems that it will be hard for us to get close to him. Hearing this, Kakashi shows a smile and said, Oh? Really? I think that our plan is quite successful. Terumi is stunned, she didn't see any reason why it is successful. The three-headed dog is still okay. How can you said that your plan is successful? Kakashi didn't answer, but quickly make a hand seal. Then blue lighting starts covering Kakashi's right hand, and the sound of thousands of birds rang through the entire forest. The three-headed dog sees the Chidori and couldn't help but gets cautious. That ninjutsu is strong, I need to be careful. Chidori. Had a Kakashi, what do you want to do with it? Terumi doesn't understand Kakashi's intention. Although Chidori is strong, it is a close-range ninjutsu. It makes no sense to use this to deal with the three-headed dog. After all, the two of them are unable to get close to the three-headed dog. Yeah, I already said that our plan is quite successful. Kakashi finished talking, and suddenly disappeared. What? Terumi's eyes went white as she looks at this scene. He disappeared. Where is he? It's not that strange movement from before. So what is it? Just as Terumi was puzzled, Kakashi's figure reappeared, but this time he was not next to Terumi, but below the three-headed dog. The sound of the thousands of birds rang again as Kakashi whispered. Chidori. What? The three-headed dog turned pale with fright. How did this person suddenly appears here? The three-headed dog didn't have time to think clearly. The blue lighting has already hit his previous wound that is originally starts to recover. Arg. The three-headed dog screams painfully as blood starts to spatter. The lighting on Kakashi's right hand gradually dissipated. Chidori Nagashi. The blue lighting then emerges from Kakashi's body. At this time, Kakashi looks like a huge thunderbolt. As he was hit by the Chidori Nagashi, the three-headed dog felt numb in his whole body. Except for his abdomen that is still in pain, the rest of his body is paralyzed. His body starts to get soft, and the three-headed dog fell to the ground. Terumi was shocked at the sight of this scene. How can it be? In just an instant. How can this three-headed dog defeated by Kakashi so easily? At this moment, Kakashi turned back and said, I already said that our plan is quite successful. You can use space-type ninjutsu. Kakashi shrugged his shoulder and didn't say anything. I didn't expect you to learn the Yondaime Hokage's flying thunder god jutsu. Terumi shockingly said as she looked at Kakashi's eyes again. How strong is this man? Terumi didn't know what to say for a while. Kakashi did not care about Terumi's reaction, but he go to the three-headed dog. The three-headed dog is sluggish at this time, but his wound is not too bad. Damn humans. Even if I died today, I wouldn't let you alive too as you all have genocide my hellhound race. Hearing this, Kakashi was helpless and said. It's not me who have killed your companion. The people who killed your companion are also my enemies. We don't have to fight anymore. If you promise me to leave this island, I will let you go. Human. You don't need to lie to me. Kakashi is speechless. How can this guy not listen to me at all? At this moment, Pakin jumped from the tree and walked over to Kakashi. Kakashi, let me talk with him. You? Kakashi looked at Pakin suspiciously and said, okay, you can talk with him, I will leave you two alone. Kakashi finished talking, and ignored the two dogs. The three-headed dog won't be able to move for a while, so he doesn't worry about Pakin. As Pakin is also a dog, maybe it is better for him to talk with the three-headed dog. Kakashi walked to the strange kunai, and pulled it out directly, then he put it back at the seal of his wrist. Mei, are you going to find your companion now? Of course. At this time, Shisui who is carrying out arrives at Kakashi's location. Silver. I finally found you. Chapter 102 Summoned Beast. Kakashi naturally recognized Shisui, it's just that Shisui is carrying another person, and Kakashi does not know who it is because he can't see his face. Silver, are you okay? I'm okay Blink. That man is. Shisui hasn't answered yet, as Terumi has already rushed over. Let him go. Shisui is stunned, he can't react as Ao on his shoulder has already been taken away by Terumi. This. Shisui is about to do something, but Kakashi stopped him and said. Don't do it, tell me what's going on. Is that person a Kurigakure shinobi? Yeah, when I was looking for you before, I met this guy. I didn't expect this guy to be so rude, so I naturally fight him. Kakashi smiled, this guy's luck is really bad. With Shisui's current level, this Kurigakure shinobi will not be able to last long. Terumi looks at Ao's condition in a worried state, and she then found out that he was just fainting, and there was no danger to his life. Knowing this, she then starts to relax. At this time, Ao also slowly opened his eyes. Terumi looks at him and calls, Ao, are you okay? When he heard the voice of Terumi, Ao suddenly sobered up and said, Mei Dono, are you okay? You are not injured right? Yeah, I'm okay. How do you feel? I'm fine. Mei Dono, why are you here with me? I remember that I was fighting against Konoha shinobi just now. Shisui then said, you remember correctly, it's me. Ao's pupil shrank, and he immediately stands up in front of Terumi and said, Mei Dono, be careful, this guy is an Uchiha clan member, he is very powerful. It's okay Ao. Terumi stopped Ao who was going to fight and said, Hada Kakashi, we are done here, and our previous debts are written off. No problem. Good, then don't follow us. Ao, let's go. Mei Dono, aren't we looking for Hada Kakashi to settle accounts? No, I changed my mind. Let's go. Yes. Mei Dono. Hearing Terumi Mei's order, Ao didn't say anything and only follow it. As for the fact that Ao said they are going to find Kakashi, it was long abandoned by Terumi Mei. Not to mention that their debts had just been settled. Even if it is not, Terumi Mei has no confidence to defeat Kakashi right now. What's more, Ao obviously can't beat the Uchiha. Under such circumstances, if they still fight, they will be defeated. Looking at Kakashi, who didn't stop Terumi Mei and Ao leaving, Shisui then asked, "Senpai, are we just gonna let them go like that?" "Yeah, we are not in a war, so there is no reason to kill the other village's shinobi. As for that time, there is no other choice. After all, it will be bad for Konoha's reputation if we kill other villages' shinobi just like that." "I understand." Shisui originally wanted to say that they need to recover the Byakugan, but after hearing Kakashi said so, Shisui naturally gave up. Anyway, Byakugan is not his problem. For an Uchiha, he didn't really care about it. "Senpai, the three-headed dog." Shisui pointed at the huge three-headed dog that is lying at the ground. "He has been knocked down by me. How does Senpai deal with him? Why doesn't he leave this island after he was defeated? He said that his place was destroyed by some human, so it was impossible for him to go back. What are we going to do, Senpai?" Kakashi touched his chin and said, "This is really a problem." At this time, Pakin ran over to their location and said, "Kakashi, the three-headed dog have something to say to you." "Really?" Kakashi was amazed and said, "He is looking for me." "Yeah, there is something he wants to tell you," Pakin said mysteriously. Kakashi then stand in front of the three-headed dog and said, "Do you have something to tell me?" At this time, the look of the three-headed dog to Kakashi was not as fierce as before, and his expression has become much more peaceful. "Human, the little guy told me that it seems that I have misunderstood you. Yeah, I am not trying to do anything to you, but your appearance has affected the residents of this island. I accepted the mission to expel you, so I hope you can leave this island." The three-headed dog snorted and said, "Human, my home is already gone. Where can I go to?" This Kakashi was helpless as this is a problem. The three-headed dog looked at Kakashi seriously, making Kakashi feel uncomfortable. Just as Kakashi wants to talk, the three-headed dog suddenly said, "Human, you just said that those 6 people that are wearing black robes are also your enemy. Are you telling the truth?" Hearing this, Kakashi is stunned, and then he immediately said, "Yes, although I have not encountered them yet, the wheel of fate will eventually make me hostile with them." Yes, in the original plot, Kakashi have died once in their hands. After hearing Kakashi's answer, the three-headed dog makes up his mind and said, "Okay human, since we have a common enemy, then I am willing to be your summoned beast, and help you to deal with those 6 people. This. Kakashi apparently did not expect that the three-headed dog would make such a decision. But soon, Kakashi becomes very happy. After all, the combat power of this three-headed dog is very good. He is not inferior even if he is compared to Jiraiya's Gamabunta and Orochimaru's Manta. If he wasn't injured before, even Kakashi wouldn't defeat him so easily. If he can become Kakashi's summoned beast, then Kakashi's force will become even stronger." "What? Human, you don't want to?" Seeing Kakashi hesitated, the three-headed dog said uncomfortably. Pakin said, "Kakashi, I have promised him that he can go back with me." "Well then, we should officially introduce ourselves. My name is Hada Kakashi." The three-headed dog swayed and then stands up. Looking at Kakashi, he then said, "My name is Nanero." After that, the three-headed dog spit out a summoning contract from his mouth. "Kakashi, this is our race's summoning contract, but now that our home is destroyed, I don't know how many of my companions that have survived." Nanero said as his expression was a little bleak. "Okay human, sign your name." After hearing that, Kakashi did not hesitate to bite his right thumb, writing his name on the scroll, and pressing his own handprint at the scroll. Kakashi also looks at the scroll to see who was the contractor before him, and found that there was only one name before him. Not waiting for Kakashi to see clearly, Nanero has already takes back the summoning contract. "Human, try to summon someone and see if you can summon the rest of my race." Kakashi nodded as his hand starts forming hand seals. Kakashi then slammed his palm at the ground. Kuchi's no jutsu. Boom. 9 hellhounds that look like Pakin appear in front of Kakashi. Nanero looks happy, as he sees that there are still 9 dogs who are still alive. "Nanero-sama. You are still alive. It's great." When the 9 hellhounds saw the huge body of Nanero, they immediately rushed over to him, not knowing that they were summoned by Kakashi. Chapter 103 Arrangements. 9 hellhounds are standing in front of Nanero. Compared to Nanero's huge size, they are very small. It seems that, because they are too young, they all only have 1 head. "It's great that you are fine. Is Hell Valley still okay?" "Nanero-sama, the Hell Valley has now become a ruin, only 9 of us are left." The little black hellhound said sadly. "The remaining 8 are equally bleak. Damn it. Nanero-sama, how did you escape?" "I went with Nanaretsu to deal with those 6 people. But those 6's strengths are really powerful. We are not their opponents at all. It didn't take long for me and Nanaretsu to be seriously injured. Finally one of those 6 people released a powerful ninjutsu that destroyed the Hell Valley. In order to let me escape, Nanuretsu forcibly sent me away from the Hell Valley. When I looked back, I saw that the Hell Valley is already destroyed and Nanuretsu was killed. Hearing the story, the 9 little hellhounds are crying with faces full of sorrow. How did the 9 of you escape from those 6 people? Ninero-sama, we just hid in the depths of Hell Valley, and were not affected by that ninjutsu. When we came out, everyone was already. The hellhound's mood is really low at this point. Shisui walked over to Kakashi and whispered, Senpai, who are those 6 people they are talking about? How can they be so strong? The hellhounds are so powerful, and now their entire race are defeated by those 6. Are there really such a strong people out there? You don't need to think about this matter. I will tell you, when you have enough strength. Kakashi does not intend to tell Shisui regarding pain, after all it is better if less people know about this kind of thing. Okay, I understand senpai. Seeing that Kakashi is not willing to tell him about this, Shisui can only accept it, as his strength is still weak. Well, since Hell Valley has been destroyed, then we will have to rebuild Hell Valley. We should never let the Hellhound race die. Yes. Ninero-sama. The 9 Hellhounds look firmly at Ninero because Ninero are their hope. This person is our contractor. In the future, we will fight with him. At the same time, I will also fight with him. Ninero said as he pointed at Kakashi. The 9 Hellhounds then look at Kakashi with doubt. Kakashi showed a kind smile and said, Hello, I am Hada Kakashi. Ninero-sama, are you sure about this? Yeah, he has already signed the summoning contract of our Hellhound race. So now, he is our contractor. Okay Ninero-sama, we understand. Ninero and Nanuretsu have absolute authority in the Hell Valley. Now that Nanuretsu have already lost his lives, Ninero naturally becomes the leader of Hell Valley. With the prestige of Ninero in Hell Valley, these 9 Hellhounds will naturally obey him. Since Kakashi has been approved by Ninero, the 9 Hellhounds will naturally not object. Kakashi, I will go back with them. If there is something, you can call me. Okay, but are you not afraid to meet those 6 people, if you go back there? Ninero starts to hesitate. According to the current situation, if they met those 6 people, they will die. It doesn't matter if he dies, but if the entire Hellhound race die, his sin will be very great. I think you can stay at my Haddock residence with Pakin. Haddock clan has a mountain range that is specially used to become the summoned beast home. Pakin and the other 7 dogs usually live there. Pakin also jumped out and said, Ninero, you should go back with me for now. Wait for your injury to be healed, and then you can go back to Hell Valley. Ninero hesitated and said, Okay, I will go back with you for now. That's good. Let's go back then. Kakashi, I will get back first. After a minute, you should summon me back, and then you will use the reverse summoning technique to get to the Haddock residence. Okay? Parker finished talking and then he disappeared with the smoke. A minute later, Kakashi once again used summoning technique to call Pakin. After that, he immediately uses reverse summoning technique to get to the Haddock residence. Kakashi did not waste time as he immediately summons the Hellhounds to this place. With a bang, 10 Hellhounds appeared again in front of him. Ninero, you can stay here for the time being. When your injuries are healed, I will accompany you to the Hell Valley. Thank you very much. No need to be polite. After Kakashi said that, he was summoned back by Pakin. Pakin, please take care of Ninero and the others for me. Don't worry, Kakashi. Thanks. With Pakin's departure, they finally complete their mission on this island. Senior, congratulations on getting such a powerful summoned beast. Hearing Shisui's congratulation, Kakashi just smiles. He didn't think that he would get such a big gain from this mission. Not only he is able to settle the problem with the Karigaku's shinobi, but he also got such a powerful summoned beast. In conclusion, this is a very worthwhile mission. Link, our mission is done, we can go back now. Yes, senpai. The two then starts preparing to leave the island. As for Terumi Mei and Ao, they are already on the boat leaving the island. Meidono, why did you give up the previous plan? Ao, did you not agree with my decision? Ao was speechless. He already didn't care about it as he just wanted to ask for the reason. Ao, one of the reason I cancelled that plan is because I have seen the strength of Hada Kakashi. Unfortunately, I don't have any confidence to win against him. And there's an Uchiha who we don't know the depth of. If we really fight against them, can you be sure that we will win? Ao just smiled bitterly when he hears the reason. He understands as he was just abused by a young kid who is still 13 years old. And the other reason is that I learned from Hada Kakashi's mouth that Yugura was indeed controlled by Jinjutsu. Terumi Mei said as her eyes reveal a glimmer of light. Really? Meidono, is this information reliable? It is reliable. I think we can go back and starts to plan how to counter the other big clan. Yes, Meidono. Terumi Mei looked at the island in the distance as she secretly thought. Hada Kakashi, you really are a good man. It is a shame that you are not one of the Karigaku shinobi. Terumi Mei's thoughts just passed by, and strange feelings slowly began to take root at the bottom of her heart. Somewhere in the land of rain. The girl with short, straight blue hair with a bun, amber-colored eyes with lavender eyeshadow, and elaborate piercing is standing at the top of a tower. She looks very cold and lonely. Pain, how is the production of the animal path summoned beast? It is almost finished, you can see it yourself. Pain said as he pointed to the behemoth behind him. The girl saw a large three-headed dog quietly squatting there with a black iron rod on his head. It slowly opened its eyes, as there are some mysterious circle patterns on its eyes. At this time, the space is getting sucked like a vortex, and a Beto who is wearing a spiral mask appeared. Congratulations, Pain. It looks like you have successfully captured a powerful summoned beast. Madara, what are you doing here? Pain did not pay attention to Obito's congratulations, but just asks indifferently. Obito shrugged his shoulder and didn't care about Pain's attitude. Hanzo has returned to the land of rain, when are you going to kill him? Hearing this, Pain's eyes turned cold. Tomorrow. Okay then. At this time, Conan suddenly said. Madara, what happened to your ass? It looks like it is swollen. Obito's face turned ugly, but no one knows as he is wearing a mask. Fuck, can you not mention the ass? Chapter 104 title at the end. In the territory of the Land of Fire, in the middle of the forest, two figures are constantly moving. Senpai, there's a city just in front of us, we still need a day to get back, so let's rest there for today. Yeah. The two people are naturally Kakashi and Shisui who have going back to Konoha. Kakashi and Shisui had already removed their ambu's clothes and they wear normal clothing to enter the city. Although this city is not a central area of the Land of Fire, it is already quite prosperous. There are restaurants, hot springs, and even casino here. Kakashi and Shisui found a hot spring inn, and choose to stay there. After all, it is better to rest at the inn than staying outside. After doing mission, going to a hot spring is a great relaxation for them. Link, do you want to go out for a walk? No senpai, I am still tired. I plan to go back to our room and sleep. You are still young, you should have some passion. Shisui just smiles and said, Senpai, I don't have as much energy as you have. Well, I have never come to this city before, so it's not bad to look around. Well, I'm not going. Shisui is not willing to go out, so Kakashi naturally won't force him. Over the years, after performing mission, Kakashi will also look around the area to see the local customs. It is his hobby from even his previous life. At that time, it was when he went on business trip, and now it is after performing mission. Although it sounds similar, the content inside is completely different. Now it is full of blood and sin, but in the past it was full of desire and money. No matter which world he lived in, survival is not easy. Kakashi walked around the city as he got nothing to do, and he looks around as there are a lot of pedestrians here. He scratches his silver-white hair and looks at the deep night sky. Ah, the moon is really beautiful today. Just then, a small figure runs from afar, followed by a middle-aged uncle. The middle-aged uncle trying to catch small figure and yelled, "Catch that thief. She actually dares to steal my bread." In this age of chaos, there are always many orphans. They may have been abandoned by their parents, perhaps their parents are both dead, but no matter which one it is, their life will be very hard. This is a chaotic world, and for orphans to survive in this world is not easy. Over the years, Kakashi has seen too many orphans die. Although he can't say he is numb to this, he is already used to it. The only thing Kakashi can do is give them a full meal when he meets them. Kakashi is just one person, so he can't be the savior of the orphans. Seeing the figures getting closer and closer to him, Kakashi originally didn't want to do anything, but when he saw that the little figure has red hair, Kakashi changes his mind. Red hair may not be special in other world, but in this Naruto world, it is a symbol of a powerful clan. The Uzumaki. Their physique is formidable, and they also got huge chakra reserve. The girl looked like she is still 3 or 4 years old. Her clothes look like rag, her face is dirty, she had a loaf of bread in her hand, and she ran wildly with her full power. Her speed is not fast as she is still small, so she was gradually caught up by the middle-aged uncle. Just then, the little girl slipped and fell directly to the ground. Ah! The little girl screams as her knees hit the ground. The middle-aged uncle grabbed the little girl's clothes, and lifts the little girl into the air and shout, "Well, you little devil, you dared to come to my store to steal bread. Today, I finally caught you. Sorry about it, I was wrong. Sorry. Do you think sorry is enough? You damn little devil." Middle-aged uncle throws the little girl directly to the ground, and raises his fist to punch her. The little girl closed her eyes with fear. After waiting for a long time, the little girl opened his eyes in confusion as the expected punch did not hit her. She then saw that the mid-year uncle's fist was caught by a man with silver-white hair. "Uncle, can you forget about it?" "Forget it? What about my loss?" Kakashi released the middle-aged uncle's fist and took out a few banknotes from his pocket and handed it to the middle-aged uncle. "This is 500 ryo, it should be enough for your loss." "Well, since you are willing to pay for her, I will forget about this." Middle-aged uncle takes the money and left the little girl alone. Kakashi helps the little girl stand up and said, "Are you okay?" The little girl shook her head and said, "I'm okay, thank you, Ani-chan." "It's okay, it is just a small thing after all." "Little girl, do you need me to send you home?" The little girl cries, after hearing this and said, "I have no home." Kakashi sighed, so it was like that. "Little girl, what is your name?" "Karen." Kakashi is surprised after hearing this. When he looks carefully at the little girl in front of him, he can see that she looks like Karen from the one he remember. Karen? That's a really beautiful name. So Karen, if you've got nowhere to go, would you go with me? Go to Oni-chan's home. Yeah, you can get back with me to my village. It is a very warm place, so you will not get hungry again when you go there. Karen's eyes went wide and then she said, really? Then I will go with you, Oni-chan. Yeah, you should come with me. Maybe you will find the meaning of your existence there. Okay. Kakashi looks at Karen then starts to think. I need to help her, so that her life can be better. As she is in Uzumaki orphans, Kakashi need to take care of her. After all, Kakashi has some relationship with the Uzumaki clan. Kushina is also an Uzumaki clan member, she has looked after Kakashi before, and she is his sensei's wife. And his mother seems to have a relationship with the Uzumaki clan. Although Kakashi knows that her mother should not be an Uzumaki clan member, it is still very strange for her to have the 4-symbol seal. So Kakashi speculates that his mother has an unusual relationship with the Uzumaki clan. Otherwise, it is impossible for her to have the 4-symbol seal. Moreover, Kakashi checked his father's mission record. When Yuzashiyagakure was destroyed, Sakuma was running a mission nearby. It seems that the mission wasn't going well, and Sakuma was injured. Also, Sakuma only come back after 1 year has passed, and when he came back to Konoha, he brought Kakashi who is still a baby with him. As for Kakashi's mother, no one has ever seen her. There are some mysteries about Kakashi, but Kakashi did not investigate it. After all, Yuzashiyagakure has perished. After so many years, it won't be simple to investigate about it. Moreover, when Kakashi executed missions all these years, he never got close to Yuzashiyagakure's ruin, so he never thought about investigating it. But, if he gets some opportunities in the future, Kakashi doesn't mind going to investigate it. Title: Karen. Chapter 105 Hyuga Hizashi. The appearance of Karen is something unexpected for Kakashi. When Kakashi brought back Karen to the inn, Shisui was shocked. But after he explains Karen's identity, Shisui was relieved. The relationship between Konoha and the Uzumaki clan is very friendly, and Konoha's shinobi uniforms have the crest of the Uzumaki clan printed on them at the back. So it is reasonable for Uzumaki orphans to come and stay at Konoha if they got nowhere to go. Kakashi asked a female clerk to help clean up Karen and to change her clothes. After being asked by Kakashi, the female clerk's gaze at Kakashi became a bit weird, making Kakashi somewhat helpless as he screams internally. I am not that kind of person. After getting showered, Karen starts to look uncomfortable, maybe it is because she had never worn such a good clothes before. But, Karen's appearance right now is very cute. Karen, you should rest for now. We will leave tomorrow morning. Okay? With the addition of Karen, Kakashi and Shisui's speed naturally becomes slower. Fortunately, they are not far from Konoha village, and they will arrive in 1 day. When Kakashi and Shisui returned to the village, it was already 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Shisui, let me hand over the mission, you can go report back to Anbu. Okay senpai. Shisui then leave, while Kakashi bring Karen with him to Hokage office. After all, Karen is not a resident of Konoha. So Kakashi needs to report about her to Sandame. Kakashi squats down and then said to Karen. Karen, I will take you to meet a kind old man. After we meet him, you can tell him that you want to stay here. Okay, I understand. Along the way, Karen looks at Konoha condition, and she is very satisfied with this place. If she can live here, her life can be better. Okay, but you need to behave later. I will, Kakashi Nai-chan. Good, let's go then. At the Hokage office, Sandame is still there doing paperwork that seems to never end. Every time Kakashi saw this scene, the corner of his mouth will twitch. In the future, it will be his turn to taste this torture. Sandame-sama. Oh, it's you Kakashi. How's the mission? Sandame said as he raises his head and looks at Kakashi. At the same time, he also spots Karen who is standing behind Kakashi. The mission is complete, this is mission report. Kakashi said as he put the mission report on the Sandame's table. Sandame did not pick it up, but said, Kakashi, who is this little girl? Sandame, this little girl's name is Karen. I met her on my way back. She is an orphan of the Uzumaki clan. Oh? Hearing this, Sandame stood up, he walks to Karen's side and starts examining her. Karen then hides behind Kakashi in fear. Because of her experience, Karen is wary of strangers, so her first reaction to Sandame is fear. The reason why Karen is not scared of Kakashi before was because Kakashi had helped her, and because Karen felt a warm feeling from Kakashi, so she then believed in Kakashi. This is Karen's innate ability, and one of the reasons why she can survive after so long wandering outside. At this time, Sandame did not deliberately restrain his power, so Karen was still quite scared. Seeing Shangrin's scared look, Sandame realizes his mistake and restrains his power. He also shows a kind smile to Karen. Karen, right. Where are your parents? Karen shook her head and said, I don't know. Hearing this, Sandame can only sigh. What a poor child. Sandame-sama, I plan to let Karen live near Naruto. As they are all orphans of the Uzumaki clan, it is better for them to support each other. This, Sandaime starts to hesitate, as Naruto's identity is still different from normal Uzumaki. Seeing Sandaime's hesitation, Kakashi whispered into Sandaime's ear. Sandaime-sama, Jinchuriki is also a human, so they need feelings too. Kashinani-chan had said that it is necessary to fill their feelings with love to become a perfect Jinchuriki. Sandaime sighed and said, okay, I agree with this matter. You can arrange it. Thank you very much, Sandaime-sama. Kakashi finishes talking and then left the office with Karen. Sandaime sighs again and muttered. Minato, Kushina, I'm sorry that I can't fulfill my promise to you. I hope you will not blame me. The matter of Kyuubi's Jinchuriki is not something that Hokage can decide alone. Right now, Konoha's situation is not something Hokage can decide alone. There are Danzo and the other two advisors who sometimes also get involved. This thing also makes Sandaime quite helpless. But everything has its advantages and disadvantages, and no one can be perfect. About Karen, Sandaime still needs to talk about it with his three advisors. Ha! Kakashi, you sure bring me troubles again. Sandaime rubbed his somewhat swollen head, looking quite troubled. But Sandaime will naturally take care of someone from the Uzumaki clan. After all, the clan member is the most suitable to become a Jinchuriki. Although Naruto is still small, it is quite a good thing if Konoha can reproduce another Uzumaki later on. Kakashi didn't know about what Sandaime was thinking right now, as he is taking Karen to Naruto's residence. Because of Naruto's relationship with the villager, there are no other people in the building he lives in, so it was easy to arrange Karen to live there too. As for letting Karen live in his home, Kakashi has never thought of it. It's not that Kakashi didn't want to let Karen stay with him, but because it is not convenient. After all, Kakashi is a man who is about to reach adulthood. So it will be weird for him to live together with a little girl like Karen. Kakashi doesn't want any strange rumor about him. When Kakashi and Karen are walking, they saw two silhouettes at the streets. They got pure white eyes, so they must be Hyuga clan member. And Kakashi knows about these two people. Hello Hisashi-senpai, long time no see. Oh, it's you Kakashi, long time no see. Kakashi and Hisashi had met several times before, and their relationship is not bad. Is this Niji? I didn't expect that he already so big now. Niji, say hello to the Kakashi Nai-san. Hearing this, Niji awkwardly but very politely said. Hello Kakashi Nai-san. Hello, Niji. Kakashi said with a smile. Niji, this big brother is a very good shinobi, you have to learn from him. Yes father, I understand. Kakashi just smiles helplessly, as people from Hyuga clan is always so serious. Karen looks at Niji curiously as she is thinking that Niji is so handsome. Niji also looks at Karen, his face flushed as he thinks, that Karen is very cute. Chapter 106 The Land of Lightning Zenbo. Kakashi, who is this little girl? Hisashi feels that Karen's identity is special. After all, red hair is not something that ordinary people can have. As someone from a big clan, he still knows something like this. Ah, it is exactly as what you think, Sandaime-sama has approved her to stay in the village. So it is like that. You sure have a lot of work. I need to leave now as I got something to do. Okay, goodbye senpai. The meeting with Niji and Karen is short, just like every first meeting in this world. Kakashi then starts walking again with Karen, as he tells about Konoha's environment to her. Kakashi Nai-chan, where are we going? I will take you to your new home. You will have a very lovely neighbor. And just like you, he is also an Uzumaki. His name is Uzumaki Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto. What a strange name. It makes me hungry when I hear it. Karen said as she put her finger in her lips, making her look really cute. Ah, although it sounds strange, it is a very meaningful name. Is that so? Kakashi Nai-chan, did he have red hair like me? Karen said as she plays with her hair. He didn't. Really? I thought that he got this ugly red hair like me. Karen is a little lost after hearing this. Their strange hair color made Karen suffered a lot of bullying when she was still wondering. If there is someone like Karen here, Karen will feel much better. Kakashi pats Karen's red hair and smiled. Karen, your red hair is very beautiful, it is a symbol of Uzumaki. Karen is stunned, and then she smiles happily. Okay, let's go, Naruto should be at home right now. Okay. Karen nods, her eyes are full of expectations. Uzumaki Naruto. I don't know what kind of person he is. Kakashi had already told Karen about her clan while on the road. Karen then added her surname, so now she is called Uzumaki Karen. Karen didn't know whether it was her mother or her father that was from the Uzumaki clan, but this did not prevent her from having this surname. With anticipation, Karen followed Kakashi to an apartment-style building. Kakashi knocked on the door and said, Naruto, are you at home? Naruto, who was preparing to eat cup ramen at home, then exclaimed excitedly. Yes. He runs over quickly and opens the door. Shironai-chan. You are finally back. Naruto said as he pounces and hugs Kakashi. Kakashi just smiles as he pats Naruto's back gently. Oh Naruto, you have grown a little taller. Of course, after all, I'm eating healthy meal. Really? Then why are you making cup ramen now? Naruto hearing this was embarrassed. He scratches his head and say, cup ramen is so delicious, so I can't help it. Kakashi flicks Naruto's forehead and Naruto then screams. Ouch, it hurts. You know that you are wrong, Kakashi said. Yes. Karen looks at this scene in surprise. She didn't expect this yellow hair boy to be her clansman. Ah, Shironai-chan, who is this girl? Oh right, this is Karen, and she will be your neighbor in the future. Naruto's eyes widen and then he said, really? That's great. Hello, my name is Uzumaki Naruto. It is very nice to meet you. Hello, my name is Uzumaki Karen. Nice to meet you too. Ah, your surname is also Uzumaki. Naruto was a little surprised. He remembers that in the village, no one has this surname except him. So he didn't understand. Yeah, Karen has the same surname as you. So you must get along well with her in the future. Don't worry Nai-chan, I will take care of her. From now on, she will be my little sister. Naruto said excitedly. He doesn't know why, but Naruto suddenly felt like he had a family member. Karen looks at Naruto who was smirking, and she feels that Naruto felt so warm like a son. He's a very gentle person. Then you have to work hard, I won't allow you to eat cup ramen with Karen. This Naruto once again embarrassedly scratches his head. Well Karen, your room is downstairs, I will take you there. Okay. I want to go too. Okay, let's go together then. Kakashi brought Karen and Naruto downstairs, and took the key from the flower pot next to him. He then opened the door of the room. The structure of the room was similar to Naruto's home, but it was very dusty. As soon as the door opened, the dust starts to scatter. Cough, cough, Shironai-chan, it's so dirty here. Well, no one has lived here for a long time, but it is okay. You two should stay back, I will handle it. Kakashi said as he walks into the room. He then opens all the windows in the room, and then walked back. Shironai-chan, what are you doing? Cleaning this place. Kakashi said as he starts forming hand seals. Wind release. Great breakthrough. The wind burst out of Kakashi's mouth, blowing all the dust away from the room. Wow. That's amazing, cried Naruto. Okay, that's enough. Naruto, Karen, let's clean up this place together. Okay. After spending an hour cleaning the room, Kakashi, Naruto, and Karen sat tiredly on the floor of the room. Ha, I am exhausted. Naruto gasped. Without paying attention to Naruto's complaints, Kakashi asks Karen. Karen, are satisfied with this room? Yeah, I'm very satisfied. Thank you Kakashi Nai-chan. For Karen who got no place to live before, it is already very good to have such a room. That's good, the furniture here is fairly complete, most of them can be used, but the bedding is too dirty, so you can't use it. We will go out and buy it later. Okay. Well, in order to celebrate Karen's new home, let's go eat ramen. Yeah. Long live Shironai-chan. As night fell, Kakashi returned to his room. He is looking at the scenery outside the window as he reveals a smile. It's been such a beautiful night. Kakashi frowned as he saw a ninja eagle flying over the night sky. What happened? Why did there is a messenger eagle at night like this? In the Hokage office, Sandaime took out the scroll from the messenger eagle. Looking at the scroll content, Sandaime can't help but frowns. Envoys from the Land of Lighting want to come here to visit. The relationship between the Land of Fire and the Land of Lighting is not friendly. After all, Nidaime Hokage died in the hand of Kumagakure Shinobi. Although it has been a long time, the relationship between these two countries has not eased. If the Land of Lighting actually sent envoys to visit now, this makes Sandaime thinks that they are planning for something. What do they want to do? Chapter 107 Kumagakure's Conspiracy. He feels that the reason of their visit this time is not good, but Sandaime didn't reject it. It's not because Sandaime didn't want to, but he can't reject it. After all, these people did not come here as Kumagakure's shinobi, but came as the Land of Lighting's envoy. Although they are still peoples from Kumagakure, the meaning is quite different. If they come as Kumagakure's shinobi, it is called an invasion. But if they come as the Land of Lighting's envoy, it is a visit. The visit between countries can't be rejected. After all, it will increase the relationship between the countries. Therefore, Sandaime must accept this visit. I hope that nothing will happen. What Konoha's condition right now? Sandaime looks at the bright moon outside the window, and his mind starts to drift away. At the border of the Land of Lighting and the Land of Fire, the envoy of the Land of Lighting is being briefed about his mission. Somewhere, on the surface your mission this time is to visit Konoha, but in fact your true mission is to get the Byakugan from the Hyuga clan. Do you understand? I understand, Reikage-sama. Are you coming with us? I can't go, I will be here waiting for your news. It will be good if you can bring someone from Hyuga clan's main family. If you can't do it, use your life to bring back the bodies of the Hyuga clan's main family member. Samura is shocked, but he immediately shows his determination. Yes. Reikage-sama. Samura, this matter is of great importance. It will be hard for you. For Kumagakure, these are nothing. I'm sorry. Yondaime Reikage pats Samura's shoulder, and Samura becomes more determined. Compared to other shinobi village, Kumagakure didn't have a lot of Kakei Genkai. Sometimes, Yondaime Reikage is really envious of Konoha. as Konoha has a lot of Kekkei Genkai and also has a lot of genius. So this time, Yondaime Reikage is going to get Byakugan and research his secrets. As for why he wants to get Byakugan instead of Sharingan, there are two reasons for it. First, Byakugan has a better use in a war than Sharingan, so Yondaime Reikage believes that he should get Byakugan. The second is that the Uchiha clan lives separated from the other villager, so their guards are more strict. Yondaime Reikage does not feel that Samura would be able to get inside Uchiha clan compound easily. So, Yondaime Reikage knows that it is better to get Byakugan rather than Sharingan. Yondaime Reikage also knows that there is almost no chance to successfully get the Byakugan from the Hyuga clan's main family. Although Konoha is now in a bad condition, it will not be easy for them to rob the Byakugan from the Hyuga clan. Therefore, their plan is to use the death of Samura as an excuse to threaten the war, and force the Hyuga clan and Konoha to hand over the body of a main family member. And Samura and Yondaime Reikage target is Hyuga Hinata or Hyuga Hiashi. Samura will try to kidnap Hyuga Hinata first. It will be good if it is successful, but if he doesn't succeed, Samura will die in the hand of Hyuga Hiashi. The Yondaime Reikage has great confidence that his plan will succeed, because Konoha's condition right now is really weak, and they don't enough strength to withstand the war. Therefore, whether it is Sandaime or the Hyuga clan, they will compromise. This visit that is full of conspiracy opens a curtain. On the next morning, Yondaime Reikage looks at dozens of people in front of him. Reikage-sama, this time, our plan will be successful, said a dark-skinned beauty Kunoichi. I hope so, otherwise, Samura's sacrifices will be in vain. Konoha Village, Hokage Office. Sandaime sat in a chair, and there were more than a dozen people in front of him. They were the backbones of Konoha Village. They all had the strength of a Nin, and Kakashi was also included. Sandaime smokes his pipe, slowly spit out a smoke ring. After that, he took out a scroll and said, "This is the scroll that the messenger eagle sent last night." The shinobi are surprised when they hear this. After all, the scroll that the messenger eagle sent is usually telling about a major event. Is there any major event in the village recently? Kakashi was stunned. Sure enough, something was going to happen in the village. The content in this scroll is that envoy from Land of Lighting is coming to Konoha for visit. Shikaku, what do you think about this? Narashikaku touched his mustache and said, Sandaime-sama, I think their reason for the visit this time is not good. Sandaime nodded and said, yes, I think so too, but Kumagakure is visiting in the name of the Land of Lighting. We can't refuse it. So, if the envoy arrives, I hope that you all can strengthen the surveillance of the Kumagakure shinobi. Yes. Hokage-sama. Okay, you can all go now. Hearing this, everyone starts to leave. Kakashi, wait a minute. Just as Kakashi wanted to leave, Sandaime stops him. Sandaime-sama, is there something you need? Kakashi, how's the curse seal's condition on you? Asks Sandaime. The curse seal. My body has gotten used to it. As long as I keep a certain chakra amount, it won't be activated. Kakashi doesn't quite understand why Sandaime asked about this, but Kakashi still replied truthfully. That's good, Jiraiya's troubles have been solved, and now he is on his way back here, so you don't have to worry for long. Hearing this, Kakashi joyfully said, that's great then. Kakashi, I am afraid that Kumagakure has a purpose for the visit this time, so I hope that you can get into your best condition. Kakashi then said, Sandaime-sama, you think? Sandaime nodded and said, Kakashi, I know your strength has advanced by leaps and bounds. You have become really strong. If Kumagakure really do something, I am afraid that we will need your help. Kakashi then said with a solemn expression, Sandaime-sama, Konoha is my home, I will naturally protect it. Hearing Kakashi's assurance, Sandaime showed a smile. You are exactly the same as Tsukumo. Okay, you can go now. Yes. Looking at Kakashi leaving, Sandaime sighed. The new leaf has grown up, but it is still too young. Konoha still needs time. Peace is hard to come by. I hope Kumagakure will not provoke war again this time. Although Sandaime thought so, he also knew that this hope was almost impossible to be realized. After all, except for planning to do something, Sandaime can't think of any reason for Kumagakure to come to Konoha. It looks like I only can wait for this. Kakashi left the Hokage office and had a bad feeling in his heart. Others may not know Kumagakure's purpose this time, but Kakashi knows about it. At this point in time, there is only one explanation for Kumagakure to come to Konoha. Kumagakure wants to get the Byakugan. After seeing Konoha's condition right now, Kumagakure knows that they have the upper hand. This time there's me. Kumagakure, I won't let you do anything to Konoha. Chapter 108 Kakashi's Preparations. The journey from the border of the Land of Fire to the Konoha village will take at least 2 days, even with shinobi speed. In other words, Kakashi has at least 2 days to prepare for the uninvited guests who are coming. Kumagakure's reason to come here is to cause trouble, and their goal is the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan. Although Kakashi knows about it, it is impossible for him to tell Sandaime about this. First of all, there is no way for him to explain where he had heard this news from. Even the large Konoha intelligence system didn't know about this, but why Kakashi knew about this? Although Sandaime wouldn't necessarily doubt him, once this question arises, there may be a gap between them in the future. Once this thing happens, there may be trouble in the future. Therefore, he obviously can't tell Sandaime about this information. So he can only rely on himself to solve this problem. Kakashi recalled the plot of the original story in his mind, looking for things he needs to remember about this. In fact, Kumagakure's action can be said to be a provocation towards Konoha. And Konoha didn't have enough strength and confidence to fight against Kumagakure at this time, and more importantly, Sandaime longed for peace. Therefore, Hyuga clan and Sandaime will choose to compromise with Kumagakure. If it was when the Nidaime Hokage's reign, Kumagakure wouldn't dare to do this kind of thing as their envoy will then be killed, and there won't be any compensation. After all, Nidaime Hokage is not someone soft like Sandaime. It's not that there is something wrong with Sandaime's softness. It's just that in this world, it is a bad thing to have as people will always pressure him. If his strength is superior, it will naturally become understandable, and he will be treated as a kind person, just like the Shodaime Hokage. But if he didn't have enough strength, he will be treated as a weak person. Unfortunately, Konoha's condition right now is really bad. Otherwise, if Konoha still can unite all of its strength, Kumagakure won't dare to threaten Konoha. The elite of the Root, Sandaime's Anbu, and the elite of the Uchiha clan. If these three together are united, Konoha won't be in trouble like this. Clearing all these thoughts out of his mind, Kakashi is not considering these issues at this time. Kakashi's main goal is to find a way to prevent Kumagakure to cause any trouble to Konoha. This is the place where his teacher, Minato, and his father desperately protected. As he blended with the consciousness of the original Kakashi, he naturally has this feeling to protect this place too. If the White Fang is still alive, when Konoha is being bullied by Kumagakure like this, Kumagakure would be slashed by him. Strength. It is important to have formidable strength in this world. If Minato is still alive, then Yondaime Reikage wouldn't dare to be impudent like this. Thinking of his teacher, Kakashi's eye couldn't help but brighten up, and then he takes out the unique kunai he made before. With the help of Mangekyo, Kakashi has made 3 unique kunais before. Kakashi touched his chin and muttered, "Maybe with this, I can perfectly solve this problem." Thinking of an idea, Kakashi showed a smile. "Kumagakure, this time you won't be able to cause any trouble to Konoha. 2 days, it is enough for me to prepare." Biting his right thumb, Kakashi then forms hand seals and slams his palm into the ground. Kuchius no Jutsu. Bang. "Hey Kakashi, it's so late right now, is there anything you need?" The one who appears right now is Pakin. "Pakin, there is something I need you to do, the thing is." After Kakashi explained it, Pakin said, "Don't worry Kakashi, I will take care of this thing." "Well, thank you." Under the moonlight, Kakashi looks at Pakin who has leave. "Pakin, the time is limited, please do your best." At the road to Konoha, Samura sat in the carriage that is moving towards Konoha. This time he needs to go to Konoha, and Samura knows that he didn't have any chance to stay alive. But Samura doesn't care. His relatives and friends are all dead. If there is something he is worried about in this world, it may be the well-being of Kumagakure. If he can finally sacrifice his life for Kumagakure, it's a good ending for him. Samura only feels honored to accomplish this great task for Kumagakure with his own meaningless life. In this mission, in addition to Samura, there is another person who knows about their real mission. His name is Kuz. Other than these two, the rest of the envoys are not sure why they are coming to Konoha. It's not that Kumagakure doesn't trust these people, but it is better if there are fewer people who know about this. Otherwise, if the information leaked, their chance to succeed this mission will be smaller. As for why Kuz know about this is because after the death of Samura, Kuz will be responsible to oppress Konoha. Therefore, he must know about their real mission too. Of course, this matter can't rely on Kuz alone. Kuz is just the spokesperson at the beginning, and the one that will come out later is naturally the Yondaime Reikage. First of all, under the pretext of Samura's death, he will threaten Konoha. If Konoha compromises on this, it is good. But if Konoha didn't compromise, then Yondaime Reikage will come and carry out further threats. As long as Yondaime Reikage appears in the border of the Land of Fire near Konoha, then, if Sandaime doesn't want war to happen, he must compromise about this matter. It can be said that Kumagakure has planned meticulously for this mission. "Samura, are you ready?" Kuz came over and asked at this time. Samura reveals a smile and said, "There is nothing for me to prepare. I'm ready from the moment I left Kumagakure. This time, I dedicated myself to Kumagakure. I didn't feel any fear towards death as right now I feel really calm." Kuz then sighed. "Samura, Kuz, your mission is tougher than mine, I hope you can complete it perfectly. Samura, you can rest assured. With the strength of Konoha right now, they will never dare to offend our Kumagakure. This time our plan will succeed. I hope so, but I don't know why, but the closer we are to Konoha, the more I feel ominous foreboding." Samura said as he frowned. Samura didn't know he got this kind of feeling just before dying. When Kuz heard this, he pat Samura's shoulder and said, "Samura, you are too nervous, you can rest assured that nothing will happen." "I hope so." Samura couldn't think of any reason, so he decided to temporarily let go of this feeling. After all, the mission is the most important thing, so Samura must adjust his own state to the best. The reason Kumagakure chooses Samura for this mission is not because of Samura's strength, but because of the hidden ability of Samura. Only Samura who has this hidden ability can enter the Hyuga clan's residence. This is a suicide mission, but Samura didn't have any regrets. Because of the belief in his heart, this belief is the love for Kumagakure. For the village, Samura is willing to pay for everything, including his own life. Chapter 109. The envoy has arrived. These 2 days, Konoha's atmosphere starts to get tense, and it seems that all the shinobi have become a bit strange. It's just that the civilians, that still didn't understand the changes and still live like usual. Hyuga clan's residence, inside Hyuga's courtyards. The young Niji waves his little fist in the yard. Niji, keep your hands steady. Your strength is not powerful enough. The gentle fist of our Hyuga clan is not like that. Yes, father. The little figure in the yard moves again even when he is sweating. Hisashi couldn't bear to see this, but he didn't say anything. Niji, the purpose of our branch family is to protect the main family. You must protect Hinata-sama. Right now, your strength is still not enough. Even when Hisashi thinks so, he still feels that it is kind of unfair to Niji. In the Hyuga clan, Niji's talent is the best, and he can become the hope for the rise of the Hyuga clan. But he was bounded by this stupid clan's tradition. Looking at the curse seal on Niji's forehead, Hisashi can't help but clenches his fist. If only I were born earlier, maybe Niji's fate would be different. Unfortunately, there's no if in this world. He and his brother are twins, but they have a completely different fate just because of a few seconds gap between their births. This is the weakness in Hisashi's heart. As for getting revenge on his brother, Hisashi can't do that as there is no hatred between them. What's more, Hisashi deeply loves his brother. If it weren't for Niji, Hisashi won't ever have this grievance. Some people will change for the sake of their children. The subtle change in Hisashi's heart is because of Niji's sake. Niji, I'm sorry. It's all because of my incompetence for you to have this fate. Hisashi sighs and looks depressed. Niji saw his father's expression. He thinks that he was not doing well, and quickly said, "Father, I'm sorry that I'm wrong. I will continue to work hard." Looking at Niji's nervous face, Hyuga, who has been distressed, could not help but reveal a smile, and then he said, "Niji, you are doing very well. You should continue." "Okay, father." Hokage office. Sandaime-sama. The envoys from the land of lighting has arrived at the perimeter of Konoha, and they should be able to reach the Konoha's gate in half an hour. Sandaime then put his paperwork down when he hears the report. He then said, "I understand, let's go." Sandaime-sama, do you want to receive them personally? Anbu asks incredulously. Yes, they're visiting as the land of lighting's envoy. If I don't receive them personally, I am afraid that it will be disrespectful. Yes, I understand, Sandaime-sama. The envoy's carriage. Along the way, Samura, or Kuz, were feeling a lot of emotion. Kuz, can you see the state of the land of fire? It is really enviable. Yes, Samura, this land of fire is located on the most fertile land in the world. It is expected that they can grow to this state. If the environment of the land of lighting is like this, the land of lighting will develop better than the land of fire. Soimura nodded as he said, "Yes, the land of fire is just taking advantage of this great environment. Our Kumagakure is becoming stronger under the rule of Yondaime Reikage. One day, all the territories of the land of fire will belong to us." Yeah, I also believe in that. Let's go, Kuz. In front of us is Konoha village. Our mission has officially begun. Are you confident? Of course, Samura. Sorry for the trouble. Kuz said as he bows towards Samura. Kuz, you don't have to do this. It is a must. Samura, you are the hero of Kumagakure. I, Kuz, admire you. Samura just chuckled, and no longer speak, and Konoha's gate was also reflected in their eyes. At the gate, Sandaime Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi is standing there waiting for the envoys, and behind him, stand a dozen Konoha ninja. One of them is Kakashi. He is wearing Anbu's clothes, and a mask on his face. Did they arrive? Kakashi secretly thought, and he immediately saw the land of lighting's envoys in the distance. The number of envoys is not large, there are only 20 people, most of them are walking, and there is a carriage in the middle of them. When the carriage approached the gate of Konoha, a man came down from the carriage. It is Samura. Sandaime took one step forward and said, "Mr. Envoy of the land of lighting, I am very glad that you came to visit my Konoha village. Thank you for receiving us, Sandaime Dono. This time, our reason is to improve the relationship between the land of lighting and the land of fire. The daimyo of the two countries have reached consensus, and I hope that Konoha and Kumagakure can maintain this kind of harmonious relationship." Samura revealed that he got the backing of the daimyo, apparently wanting to create more momentum for his visit. After all, if Konoha is increasing the surveillances of Samura, then Samura won't be able to use his hidden ability. Therefore, Samura must get a strong identity. It is to let Sandaime knows that he represents the sincerity of the land of lighting. In this way, Sandaime won't increase the surveillances, and will reduce it. It is just for the sake of respecting the daimyo. After all, Samura's visit got the backing of the daimyo. And as long as he is not strictly monitored, Samura will be able to do his mission. Hearing this, Sandame's mind has also calculated that this guy obviously wants to show his power to suppress Konoha. Of course, we also hope that peace between the land of fire and the land of lighting will last forever. That's great. I hope that in my visit to Konoha this time, I can feel the sincerity and heroism of Konoha. After that hypocritical conversation, Sandame brought the envoys group into their temporary residence. After sending the envoys group away, Sandame sighed. Kakashi. Hearing Sandame suddenly called his names, Kakashi is stunned. Yes, Sandame-sama. This time, the envoys of the land of lighting are up to no good, but they got the backing from the daimyo. Because I don't want to disrespect the daimyo, I will need to remove all the surveillance from the envoys. I will hand over monitoring the envoys to you. Sandame said as he looks at Kakashi with a serious expression. His eyes were full of dignity. I understand, Sandame-sama. Kakashi nodded. This is good for him. After all, his own plan will be much easier to implement if he is monitoring them himself. Sandame naturally doesn't know what plans Kakashi has. He just thought that Kakashi is the best person for this. After all, Kakashi has Sharingan, so there is naturally no problem for him to this kind of monitoring. In this seemingly calm place, a storm is coming. Chapter 110 Taking Action. As night falls, in the envoy's residence, Samar and Cruz sit down together. Samar, are you ready? I'm ready, you can leave now. Samar, be careful. Cruz looks at Samar solemnly. Samar just nodded and said, yeah. The night was dark, and a silhouette came out of the residence and disappeared into the empty street. Kakashi, who is standing on the branch of a tree, secretly thought. He finally come out, did he want to take action now? He then formed hand seals, shadow clone technique. The exact same figure emerged at his side, and the two look at each other and then scatter. One of them gets inside the envoy's residence, and the other one follows Samar, who is leaving. Kakashi's clone sneaks into the residence without no one knowing it. Cruz looks worried in the room. Suddenly, the window moved and a silhouette emerged in the room. Who is it? Cruz cries out in surprise, but before he saw who the person is, his consciousness becomes blurred. It is because he saw the Sharingan. Kakashi whispers. Jinjutsu. Sharingan. Kakashi took off his mask and whispered, what plans do you have for Konoha this time? Under Sharingan, Cruz confessed the purpose of their trip. Kakashi frowned. I didn't expect Yondaime Reikage to come here too, I hope Parker can do it. After putting a Flying Thunder God Jutsu's formula in this place, Kakashi dissolves the clone. At the moment Kakashi's clone disappeared, Cruz also woke up. What happened just now? Cruz's face was puzzled. He recalled what just happened, and it seemed that nothing happened, which made Cruz feels puzzled. Am I too tired? Cruz couldn't recall anything, as he was under Jinjutsu just now. The time is almost up. I should take someone to witness the scene of Hyuga Hiashi killing Samar. Cruz whispered and then went out. Everyone, Sandame is gone. Let's go out to find him. At the Hyuga clan's residence, the lights were dim, and the rest of the people had already slept except a few patrolling guard. Inside a house, Hyuga Hinata is asleep. This cute little girl doesn't know that a pair of sinful hands are moving towards her. Samar's figure is slowly appearing beside Hinata. It's a cute brat, I'm sorry, but this is the world's rule. In order to prevent Hinata from waking up, Samar uses sleeping gas on her. Now it's done. Konoha's defense is too tight, so it's impossible to escape with this brat. It looks like Sankin thought about the plan and looked toward a place. And that place is the room of the head of the Hyuga clan, Hyuga Hiashi. There was a firm expression on Samar's face, and Samar then took out his mask and wore it to cover his face. Now, it's time for my dedication to Kamagakure. Samar then picks up the already fainted Hinata and left the room. At Hyuga Hiashi's room, at this time Hiashi has not rested yet as he's still sitting in a chair and reading a book. At this time, his heart suddenly feels a trace of uneasiness. What happened? Why do I feel this way? This uneasy feeling makes Hyuga Hiashi unable to calm down. He then gets up and leaves the room. It was a silence outside. Strange, why do I feel that it is extremely quiet this evening? This is Hyuga Hiashi thinking about this. Hyuga Hiashi saw a black shadow moving. Who is it? Hyuga Hiashi shouted. Who dares to trespass the Hyuga clan's residence? After Hyuga Hiashi starts to see more clearly, he becomes even angrier. Damn. He is kidnapping Hinata. Hyuga Hiashi whispered, and then he releases some chakra from his feet. He instantly turns into a white afterimage to catch up the kidnapper. The speed of Samar is not slow, but it is far worse than Hiashi's speed. It was not long before he was overtaken by Hyuga Hiashi. Hyuga Hiashi jumped in front of Samar. Who are you? You dared to come to Konoha to kidnap people. Samar did not answer. He is holding Hinata with his left hand, and he takes out a kunai with his right hand, and directly moves towards Hyuga Hiashi. Seeing this, Hyuga Hiashi coldly snorted, HMPH. He is overestimating himself. Hyuga Hiashi directly dodges Samar's attack. He then slams his palm towards Samar's weak point. In the face of this terrifying moves that are about to take away his lives, Samar only feels relieved. Reikage-sama. I succeeded. I will leave the rest to you. Somura closed his eyes and waited quietly for the death. Hyuga Hiyashi frowned. Why did this person look like he wants to die? The bad feeling emerged from Hiyashi's heart, but his attack can't be stopped anymore. Just then, a black shadow suddenly appeared. He grabs Hyuga Hiyashi's right hand with one of his hand, and hits Somura's neck with the other one. Somura groaned, as he directly fainted. Hyuga Hiyashi was shocked. He can't believe his full power attack was actually blocked by someone. The one who arrives wear Anbu's clothes. This Anbu is naturally Kakashi, who had followed Somura. Kakashi naturally can't attack Somura before, as he has yet revealed his purpose. But at this time, as someone other than him has seen Somura's plan, Kakashi naturally starts to move. However, Somura must not die here. At least, he can't die where there's Konoha shinobi. Otherwise, it will be hard to explain to the other envoys. Hiyashi-senpai, this person is the leader of the Land of Lighting's envoys. You can't kill him. Otherwise, it will be troublesome. The cold voice came out from the mouth of the Anbu, causing Hyuga Hiyashi to have a cold sweat. The leader of the Land of Lighting's envoys. If I had killed him just now. As Hyuga Hiyashi is the head of the Hyuga clan, he naturally is not a fool, and he soon noticed the reason. Kumagakure wants to get the Byakugan from Hyuga clan. Although Hyuga Hiyashi is using a questioning tone, he already knows the answer. Hiyashi-senpai, no matter what the Land of Lighting's envoys is looking for, he must not die in the hands of our Konoha shinobi. Hyuga Hiyashi nodded and said, "Thank you very much." At this time, there are shouts from the envoys coming from afar. Somura-sama. Somura-sama. Where are you? Hearing this, Hyuga Hiyashi starts to get angry. It really is a conspiracy. The envoy has come to find Somura now when he is already caught. If not for Kakashi, he would be caught by this conspiracy. Kakashi said, "Hiyashi-senpai, don't say anything about Somura. Just let me handle it." Kakashi finished, and then Kakashi and Somura suddenly disappear from that place. Hyuga Hiyashi was surprised. That is Yondaime-sama's Flying Thunder God Jutsu. Chapter 111 Situation Development. Inside the envoy's residence, Kakashi's figure appeared quietly, and he then places Somura in the room. Kakashi touched his chin and whispered, "Now, I should see the ugly face of the envoys." Kakashi then uses Flying Thunder God Jutsu again, and disappears from this place. He then appears near Sandaime's home. Flying Thunder God Jutsu is really convenient. After that, Kakashi go to Sandaime's home. Sandaime right now is at the courtyard in his home. Knowing that Kumagakure has hidden purpose, Sandaime feels really tortured as he didn't know about it. He knows that they wanted something, but he didn't know what it is. Just as Sandaime's side, a figure suddenly appears in front of him. Sandaime-sama. Kakashi. Why are you here? Is there something wrong with the envoys? Kakashi nodded and said, "Yes, the leader of the Land of Lighting's envoys, Somura, secretly sneaked into the residence of the Hyuga clan, and tried to kidnap Hyuga Hinata. Then Hyuga Hiyashi pursued him." What? Did Somura die in the hands of Hyuga Hiyashi? Sandaime turns pale with fright. If that is the case, he's afraid that things will be troublesome. At this time, Sandaime have also understood the purpose of Kumagakure. They wanted the Byakugan. He didn't believe that Kumagakure actually dares to steal the Kekkei Jinkai of the Hyuga clan. Sandaime's face starts to turn ugly. Unlike the ambitious Uchiha clan, the Hyuga clan is a peaceful clan. In Sandaime's eyes, the Hyuga clan is definitely an important part of Konoha's combat power. If the mystery of Byakugan is really explored, it will definitely make things worse for Konoha. No, I stopped Hiyashi-senpai in time. Hearing this, Sandaime shows a look of joy and said, "Really? That's great. What is the situation now?" Kumagakure is obviously prepared. After I stopped Hyuga-senpai, Kumagakure brought people to our location, but they didn't see me nor Somura, and I have already made Somura faint and bring him back to his residence. It seems that Hiyashi should with them right now. We should go there. Yes. Sandaime-sama. On the outskirts of the Hyuga clan's residence, Hyuga Hiyashi is still in shock. Who is that Anbu? How can he use Yondaime-sama's Flying Thunder God Jutsu? It is natural if he was shocked. After all, since the death of Yondaime Hokage, no one can use this ninjutsu. However, there was no time for Hiyashi to think about this, as Cruz have already brought some people to his location. Hyuga Hiyashi. Where is Somura? Cruz suddenly asks as if he knows that Somura is here. Hyuga Hiyashi was burning in anger, but he didn't do anything. After all, he is still the head of Hyuga clan. So he needs to calm down. Cruz Dono, what do you mean by that? How do I know where Somura Dono is? HMPH. Stop pretending. Just tell me, what did you do to Somura? Cruz did not see Somura's figure, and he thinks it was strange, as there was an ominous feeling that filled his heart. Cruz Dono, I respect you as the Land of Lighting's envoy, but if you continue to be so rude, I won't stay silent anymore. Hyuga Hiyashi tone is cold. As the head of the Hyuga clan, he also has pride. Being questioned like this by just an envoy is an insult to Hyuga Hiyashi. Cruz feels something is strange, but he has already reached this point, so he can't retreat. You're just pretending. Tell me, where did you hide Somura? I don't know what you are talking about at all. I am just taking a walk with my daughter, Hyuga Hiyashi said as he held Hinata in his arms, and he looks really convincing. However, Cruz knows that that was a lie. It is obvious that Sawamura had kidnapped Hyuga Hinata, but Hyuga Hiyashi caught him, so he is with Hinata right now. So where did Sawamura go? Should he die in the hands of Hyuga Hiyashi? The big commotion here naturally attracts a bunch of Anbu. Then a lot of Anbu starts to surround the place. Their eyes are filled with killing intent that made Cruz have cold sweat. The Konoha wanted to kill the envoys of the Land of Lighting. So this is Konoha's hospitality. I will go back and tell this thing to Daimyo-sama and Reikage-sama. As soon as these sentences were heard, the surrounding Anbu starts to hesitate. Except for radicals like Danzo, no one yearns for war. Seeing this, Cruz starts to relax. At this time, Sandaime and Kakashi also arrive. Cruz Dono, what you are doing here in the middle of the night? Hokage Dono, Sawamura is gone. I suspect that he is harmed by Hyuga Hiyashi. Please give us justice, Hokage Dono. The Land of Lighting is not that easily bullied. Kakashi sneered, the Land of Lighting is not that easily bullied. But now you try to bully Konoha. Sandaime frowns after hearing this, he then said, Cruz Dono, of course I will be fair. But you can't talk nonsense like that. Please at least, show us some evidence. Cruz just thinks that this place gonna be the evidence. Originally, as long as Sawamura's body and Hyuga Hiyashi are here together, they can't deny anything. But now, there is no trace of Sawamura's body here. If there is no evidence, please pay attention to your words, Cruz Dono. Here is Konoha, not Yakumagakure. Sandaime said as he releases pressure from his body, making Cruz unable to breathe. Well, is this Konoha's attitude? Let's see what else you have to say when I find Sawamura's body. Sandaime narrows his eyes and said, Cruz Dono, why are you so sure that Sawamura Dono is dead? That's because. Cruz was at a loss as he didn't know how to answer it. Cruz Dono, if you can't find Sawamura Dono, we can help you find him. Cruz coldly snorted after hearing this, but he still agreed. Seeing Cruz agrees, Sandaime then said to Hyuga Hiyashi. Hiyashi, please search for Sawamura Dono. Yes, Sandaime-sama. Hyuga Hiyashi said as he gave Hinata who's in his arms to one of the Anbu, and he then lightly shouted. Byakugan. Hyuga Hiyashi's veins start showing, and his white eyes exudes powerful pressure. It seems that everything will be seen under that pair of eyes. Cruz looks at the eyes. His heart is full of greed. Is this the Byakugan from Konoha? Sure enough, it is terrifying. It would be nice if it could belong to Kumagakure. Under Hiyashi's Byakugan, the distant landscape is presented in front of his eyes. A moment later, Hyuga Hiyashi said. Sandaime-sama, Sawamura Dono is resting at his room at this time. Cruz hearing this then yelled, what? Impossible. Chapter 112 Rogue Behavior. Cruz Dono, Sawamura Dono clearly rests in his room right now. How can you say that he was harmed by Hiyashi? You should stop this farce here. No, it's impossible. Wait for me, I will go back and see if he is really there or not. Cruz said as he quickly get back to the envoy's residence with his people. Looking at Cruz who has departed, Sandaime shows a smile. Fortunately Kakashi can't save Sawamura in time, otherwise, I am afraid there will be a big problem this time. Hyuga Hiyashi looks at Kakashi as he is full of doubts and curiosity. Who is that Anbu who has mastered Yondaime-sama's ninjutsu? I feel that his chakra is familiar. Hiyashi, although there are no more dangers tonight, but for the next few days, you should stay alert. I am afraid that Kumagakure will not give up just like this. Hyuga Hiyashi nodded and said. I understand, Sandaime-sama. Ha, what a problem, this time Kumagakure is really troublesome. Hearing this, Hyuga Hiyashi has nothing to say. Kekkei Genkai with powerful potential will be targeted. This had happened more than once in the history of the Hyuga clan. Although being targeted doesn't feel good, there is nothing he can do. Unless the Hyuga clan no longer owns Byakugan, they will always be targeted. After all, it is only the superior who was targeted, not mediocre. This matter ends like a farce. But Kakashi knows that it is not so simple for this matter to end. Kumagakure has spent so much effort this time, they even dispatched the Yondaime Reikage. So it is obviously that this is not the end of the problem. After all, Kumagakure's desire for the Byakugan is really huge. Kakashi, do you think this is over? Sandaime-sama, I think these things are not that simple. I am afraid that Kumagakure won't stop this time. Sandaime nodded and said. Yes, this thing is probably not over. Kakashi, you should continue to monitor the Land of Lighting's envoys. If something happens, immediately report to me. I understand, Sandaime-sama. The matter won't stop here. Cruz hurried back to their residence, and he found that Sawamura is unconscious in his room. Cruz feels that something has happened. What is going on? But Cruz did not think too much, and directly tries to wake Sawamura. Sawamura, wake up. Under Cruz's call, Sawamura slowly opened his eyes and immediately grabbed his neck. Ouch, it hurts. Where is this? Is this cell? Sawamura, wake up, this is the residence that Konoha had prepared for us. Cruz whispered. At this time, Sawamura starts to sober up. What is going on here? How can I be here? I should the one asking you that question. Are you not going to the Hyuga clan's residence? How come you're at this room right now? I went there, and I clearly remember that Hyuga Hiyashi was about to hit my chest. At that point, I should have died. How come I am still here? Kuzu's face becomes ugly after hearing this. At this time, he understands that his and the others' action must have been discovered by someone, so this kind of thing happened now. Somer also reacted at this time and said, Kuz, has our plan failed? Kuzu's face is still ugly nod, and told what just happened to Somer. Damn. How could this be? Somer punched the floor and looked extremely angry. Somer, now is not the time to be angry, we have to think about the solutions, otherwise, this mission will fail. Damn, we were already discovered, the Hyuga clan will definitely increase their alertness, so we won't have any chance to sneak there anymore. Kuz understands this too, but if this mission is unsuccessful, how can he face Yondaime Reikage after returning to Kumagakure? There was some silence between the two. Kuz, there is only one last resort left now. After a while, Somer suddenly said. What? Since our plan has failed, then we need to improvise. Originally our plan is to use my death as an inducement, and then force the Hyuga clan to hand over a body from the main family. Now, as long as I die inside the Hyuga clan's residence, it is okay. Kuz's eyes widens after hearing this. Somer, you want to? Sanka nodded and said. Yes, as long as my body appears inside the Hyuga Hiyashi's home, our plan will be successful. My earth release is very secretive, and I should be able to sneak into the Hyuga Hiyashi's home. When that happens, I will kill myself. After that, you can bring some people there. This? Kuz is hesitant, this is an obvious provocation to Konoha, so the possibility of success is too low. But originally, Kumagakure just wants an excuse, even if it is such a rogue behavior, it is just more blatant than before. It's not impossible, it's just that this plan is stupid. Kuzer, there is no time to hesitate, you will directly say that you did not find me in here, then you can bring someone to go to the Hyuga Hiyashi's home to search for me. Okay? Kuz did not hesitate, after all, time is the key factor for this plan to succeed, if he takes too long, his credibility will become even lower. Good luck, Kuz. After Somer finished, he immediately uses the ninjutsu and sneaked into the Hyuga Hiyashi's home. At this time, Kakashi came to the door of the envoy's residence. Somer is not here. Where did he go to? Kakashi was stunned, he feels that it is not good. It's bad. Could it be? Kakashi said as he moves towards Hyuga Hiyashi's home. At this time, Kuz also came out from the door. Come on, Somer is not here, everyone, follow me to Hyuga Hiyashi, so we can ask about the truth. What? Somer-sama is not inside. Damn. Konoha actually dares to deceive us like this. Kuz, with all of the Land of Lighting's envoys starts to go toward Hyuga Hiyashi, but compared to the last time, he obviously feels more guilty. Kakashi is speechless after seeing this, he can't believe that Kumagakure is so shameless. At Hyuga Hiyashi's home, Hyuga Hiyashi just put Hinata on her bed, and heard some movement from outside. Could it be that those people are here again? Hyuga Hiyashi was puzzled, so he walked out of the door, but he saw someone in his own yard. No, to be precise, it is a corpse. A kunai was stuck in his chest, he was no breathing, and the blood was still flowing, apparently he had just died. Hyuga Hiyashi was shocked. Under the moonlight, the face that is not wearing mask was exposed. It is Somer. At this moment, Hyuga Hiyashi's door was kicked open, and Kuz directly rushed over inside. After looking around, Kuz saw the body of Somer and his heart relaxes. His expression then changed into anger. Hyuga Hiyashi, so you really killed Somer? Hyuga Hiyashi is speechless, he can't believe that these people are so shameless. Chapter 113 Rushing to Border. Such obvious framing has made Hyuga Hiyashi somewhat dumbfounded. He has never seen such a shameless person before. Kuz Dono, do you think that our Konoha people are fools? After doing this, you still dare to argue. Hyuga Hiyashi. At this time, Sandaime, who was notified by Kakashi, came to the scene again. Seeing Somer's body, Sandaime's eyes couldn't help but twitch a little. Can they do it even more obvious? Why the hell did they do this kind of poor framing? Kuz Dono, you guys. When Sandaime tries to say something, Kuz has already picked up Somer's body and said, Hokage Dono, we, Kumagakure, believe in your sincerity before coming to Konoha, but we did not expect this kind of tragedy. You must give us an explanation, after all, your people have killed one of us. Otherwise, Reikage-sama will definitely seek justice for us. When Kuz finished talking, he left while carrying Somer's body without saying anything. Sandaime is speechless, and he starts to get really angry. As Konoha right now has fallen to the point of being bullied like this by Kumagakure. Even Sandaime, who is known as peace lover, can't help but filled with killing intent. If he actually compromises this matter, Konoha's reputation will be destroyed. Will he really let the head of the Hyuga clan to pay for this thing? This time, it is the Hyuga clan. Then what about next time? It's such a nonsense. Unlike original work, Somer is not killed by Hyuga Hiyashi, so Sandaime's thinking is different from before. This is slander. They tried to blackmail Konoha. If he really agrees to this, Konoha's reputation will be destroyed. Sandame-sama. This thing. When Hyuga Hiashi was about to say something, Sandame suddenly said, Hiashi, you can rest assured that Konoha will never give in. Hearing this, Hyuga Hiashi relaxed. Sandame-sama, Kumagakure is aggressive, so I am afraid that it will be hard to solve this thing. I know, I need to discuss this matter with the elders. Sorry to trouble you, Sandame-sama. Sandame then left the Hyuga clan's residence with Kakashi. On the way, Kakashi whispered. Sandame-sama, I think Yondaime Reikage is probably already on the border of the Land of Fire. Sandame is silent when he hears this, he then said. Yondaime Reikage must be aware of my desire for peace, so he wants to threaten us through this matter. However, this method is too despicable. They really didn't respect Konoha at all. Sandame-sama, if Yondaime Reikage is going to put pressure on us, he will obviously cause some trouble at the border. If that happens, I am afraid that there will be a heavy loss. This? Sandame slightly frowned, and then he said. Kakashi, what do you think we should do? Since this time Kumagakure is the one who is deceiving us first, even if we long for peace, we can't be oppressed by them. Otherwise, even if this time passes smoothly, there will be a next time. So I request that you will let me go to the border of the Land of Fire and fight against Yondaime Reikage. Kakashi's words surprised Sandame. Kakashi, are you sure about this? I'm not really sure, but it is enough to just make Yondaime Reikage feel scared, so he won't dare to underestimate Konoha. Kakashi said as he takes out a three-pointed kunai from his pocket. Seeing the kunai, Sandame's pupils shrank. This is Yondaime's. Kakashi nodded. Have you mastered that ninjutsu? I haven't fully mastered it, but it should be enough for Yondaime Reikage. In the Third Shinobi World War, Minato has defeated both Yondaime Reikage and Hachibi Jinchuriki, using the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. Sandame also knows about this thing. If Kakashi really masters this ninjutsu, then Yondaime Reikage will not dare to act rashly. After a moment of contemplation, Sandame said, Kakashi, you should be careful in this trip, and ensuring your safety is the top priority. Yes, Sandame-sama. Though, as long as you can force Yondaime Reikage back, I will handle the rest. Kakashi nodded, as he disappeared from the place. Kakashi, how far have you reached this time? Minato and Yanmao's skills are in your hands, and with the Uchiha clan's Sharingan, I can't imagine your future. The moment Kakashi stepped out of the Konoha's gate, the chakra inside his body starts to move. It's that direction. After saying that, Kakashi starts to move away. At the next moment, somewhere on the border of the Land of Fire, near a dog who is wearing a Konoha's headband, Kakashi suddenly appeared. Kakashi, you are here. Seeing Kakashi arrives, Pakken greets him. Well, Pakken, good job. I didn't expect that you can get here within 2 days. Kakashi, are you sure about this? That's the Yondaime Reikage. His speed is fast. I'm afraid there aren't many people in this world who can match his speed. Even if you master the Flying Thunder God Jutsu, you may not have time to escape. The Flying Thunder God Jutsu is still not as good as the Yondaime Hokage's. Rest assured Pakken, since I am here now, I naturally have absolute confidence. Moreover, I have wanted to fight this battle for a long time now. It is an opportunity this time. The Yondaime Reikage has something I look forward to. So you can believe in me. Pakken's face showed a trace of doubt. What? I will tell you about it later. Go should go back first. By the way, how's Nanero's injury? It's almost healed. That's good. Kakashi, be careful, I will go back first. This is your kunai. Yeah, thank you. With a bang, Pakken disappeared from the place. In these 2 days, Pakken worked quite hard to get into this place. Kakashi let out a sigh. After 3 years, he came here again. He feels nostalgic. The last time he came to this place was with Raito's group. The T-shaped tower, it is the border's line of defense established by Konoha. Kakashi's figure quietly emerged, alerting the personnel there. Who? Konoha Anu. Kakashi showed his identity certificate, and someone immediately came to Kakashi. Seeing the person who is coming, Kakashi was quite surprised. Hyuga Tobio-senpai. The man sighed and said, do you know me? Of course, we have met each other 3 years ago. Kakashi said as he took off his mask and revealed the familiar face. Hyuga Tobio was surprised. It's you. Why are you here? Tobio-senpai, there is some important matter, let's go inside to talk about it. Okay. Inside the tower, Kakashi tells about what happened in Konoha to Hyuga Tobio. Those damn Kumagakure. They dared to target my Hyuga clan. It's unforgivable. Kakashi, thank you, otherwise, I am afraid it will be a huge disaster to my Hyuga clan. It's okay senpai, after all, I'm also Konoha shinobi. This is what I should do. Hyuga Tobio nods after hearing this. You came to deal with Yondaime Reikage this time. Well, this battle is for the honor of Konoha, so I have to fight. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed this part, like and subscribe.